team standing, especially ang San Mig Coffee na nakabulig ngayon sa 8 to 10 plays, samantalang ang napupunan naman ng GlobalPort Batampier nakabulit naman doon sa 5th to 7th place. So kailangan makaahon na ng dalawang kupunan na ito. Kaya naman ang aksyon na ito between San Mig and Global, pasik labang nagbabaga dito sa Naga. Ito po ang ating magandang gabi mga kaibigan. Nagpapatuloy ang mga aksyon ng PBA, pero ngayong gabi nandito po tayo sa Naga City sa pagpapatuloy ng ating Sabado Night Basketball Jesse Robredo Gymnasium, ang ating pong pagtatahalan sa labanan ng GlobalPort Batampier. Nandiyan po si Gary David at of course ito naman si Denzel Bolts sa kanilang kalaban, ang San Mig Coffee Mixers. Magandang gabi muli, Attorney Rado Di Malibot, makakasama Eric Reyes. Eric!
Well, Rado, maganda naman at least nakasama kita muli dito sa ating coverage at sigurado namang pakbakan ng matutunghayan natin ngayong gabi between itong San Mig Coffee and GlobalPort.
Well, ang dalawang kupunan na ito, San Mig Coffee nakabulig sa pang-8 hanggang pang-10 pwesto. Ang kupunan naman ng GlobalPort Batampier nakabulig sa pang-5 hanggang pang-7 pwesto. Kaya kailangan umahon na ng dalawang kupunan. At pag kailangan umahon ng dalawang kupunan, magbabakbakang umatikabo ang ating aasahan. Kaya naman ngayong gabi sa ating Sabado Night Basketball, pasik labang nagbabaga sa Naga ang ating matutunghayan. Kaya't wala po tayong i-expect dito kundi umatikabong aksyon. Yan, nakikita nyo po ang ating mga protagonists sa ating laban na ngayon. Ang partnership ni James Shop at ang nagbabalik na Denzel Bolts, samantalang Justin Williams. Ang makakaparte naman ay itong si El Granada, Gary David. Eric, kung umpuntahan natin muna itong kupunan ng San Mig Coffee at nakuha nila ang kanilang unang panalo after 4 losses sa pagbabalik nitong si Denzel Bolts.
Alam mo, for a while itong si Denzel Bolts, siyempre bumalik nga siya, talaga matagal na siyang inaantay ng San Mig Coffee. Natalo pa nga sila in their previous outing before their na yung game nga nanalo sila. So malaking confidence builder ang pagbabalik ni Denzel Bolts, and at the same time malaking bagay na rin na nakatikim sila ng kanilang unang panalo, hoping that they could duplicate that feat here in our game today.
They're hoping na ipagpatuloy, of course, nitong best import nung nakaraang taon sa same conference sa si Denzel Bolts, na mapagpatuloy na yung pag-gel niya dito sa kanyang kupunan sa pagbabalik, sapagkat yung kanilang unang import hindi gasinong naging effective para sa kanila. Kung masarap ang panalo ng kupunan ng San Mig Coffee, masakit naman ang pagkatalo itong GlobalPort against Meralco. They were in full control of that ballgame, not until this 3-pointer by Sunday Salvacion.
Well, napakasakit naman yun. Nakita mo, namamaril na doon si Sunday Salvacion. Bumanda pa yung kanyang tira off balance, so that was actually a very painful loss para sa GlobalPort, considering na itong GlobalPort nagiging problema nga nila is basically yung endgame. Lalamang sila ng malaki and then in the end mahahabol din sila.
Well, alam mo itong GlobalPort, Eric, nung magsimula ang ating konferensyang ito ang lumikha ng pinakamalakas na ingay, of course, doon sa kombinasyon nila ng MMDA, yung Mercado, Miller, David at saka itong si Aguilar, pero parang ngayon ay nasa lower echelon sila ng ating mga team standings. Pero titingnan natin itong dalawang import, matataas ang kanilang mga numero dito. Both Denzel Bolts and Justin Williams registering big numbers.
Ako, very impressed ako kay Justin Williams. Maganda yung kanyang attitude. He doesn't really look to score much. So basically, he's more of a role player. Yun nga lang, yung offensive role niya is very limited because hindi naman siya talaga ganong karaming moves, unless itong si Denzel Bolts. Napakarami naman na ways on how he can really score. He can shoot the jumper, he can work in the perimeter, and then kahit crucial, he is not afraid to take that shot. Naalala ko nga yung winning jumper na nakatulong sa kanila kaya sila nanalo in that championship. Naluluhan na nga siya taking those free throws way back in that conference. Pero right now, yung experience na naglaro sa States, trying out, I'm sure he's going to be able to bring back his confidence again.
Well, pag-usapan naman natin, Eric, itong ating mga locals. And we talk about locals of GlobalPort Batampier. Nakikita po natin ito si Sol Mercado. Ang MMDA pa rin ang ating pinag-uusapan. What a lethal combination sa kanilang starting five. Gary David kasama po dyan, Japet Aguilar, and of course itong si Willie Miller to complete the MMDA. Itong MMDA sa Pierre, Kaya banggit na nga natin, itong lumikha ng pinakamalakas na ingay. How are they playing so far?
Well, alam mo, talaga malaki talagang ingay yung binigay nitong MMDA combination. Nung una, ang dami nilang natitikitan ng mga kalaban, pero ngayon, pakunti na lang yung natitikitan nila because kukunti nga rin yung mga nahuhuli nilang kalaban, especially in endgame. You know, that's really one big problem of GlobalPort. It's really their execution and their defense in endgame, and that's something, you know, with a lineup like this, para sa akin, very promising itong GlobalPort na team.
Well, kita mo naman, pag sa scoring, walang problema itong apat na ito. Isi-set up sila ni Sol Mercado, who's also an offensive threat. Pero tama ka, pagdating sa depensa, mukhang si Japet lang ang maaasahan mo rito.
Well, yun na nga, because, you know, these three guys also can really play defense, but they have to just put in more, sacrifice a little bit more on the games that they're used to playing. Marami kasing players, pag pinagsama-sama, lalo na pag ganitong kalibre, itong MMD combination, they just have to just do the little things to make their team win.
Well, samantala sa kabilang dako naman po ang pagdating sa usapin naman ng local sa San Mig Coffee Mixers, of course, ang kanilang number 1 local dyan, itong si James Yap. But nung kanilang huling laro, ang mga naging susi nila sa kanilang tamang timpla are 4 other players.
Well, definitely. If you base it from the previous games that itong San Mig Coffee players have been playing, ang daming mga players na talagang hindi naman maganda yung nilalaro. Kahit meron kang mga players na Denzel Post dyan, kailangan you have support coming from Pingris, you know, support coming from Simon. These guys have really been not really playing the way they were expected to play in their previous games. Even Baroka and Devans, ganun din eh. But in the game that they won versus Talking Text, nag-iba talaga ang ihip ng hangin at nagpakitang gilas itong apat na ito.
Sa akin, ang mga nakapukaw ng pansin actually dyan is Mark Baroka. Nanginig nga, siya na kanilang starting point guys sa pag-alis nitong si Joshua Bistondo at saka si Jonas Villanueva, while Jody Vance has been a revelation in this season. Nung last conference pa, maganda nga kanyang ipinapakita, but other locals are about to explode, including players like Yan Sidio Capo. Yan po ang mga kinakailangan ng kanilang superstar or franchise player na si James Yap. But in the last games, itong si James Yap has been injured. In the last game nila nga sa kupunan ng Talking Text, even though they won, he was in foul trouble all throughout the game.
Well, it's really difficult. You know, you're the number 1 player of your team. Samantalang marami kang iniindang mga injuries, or even if you get into foul trouble, it's really going to really take its toll on you. Tapos, yung pressure pa na inaasahan ka ng iyong koponan, that will also affect you mentally. Ikita natin yung stats si James Yap. It's not really the James Yap, the big game James that we always expect him to be. So, you know, the good thing about basketball, it's a 5-man game. So, even if your superstar player is not producing, as long as he's there to provide inspiration for his team and the team is winning, yun ang pinaka-importante sa lahat.
At Eric, ang maganda doon, kahit hindi kagandahan ang nilaro nito si James, they actually won, and they won big against the champion of the last conference, which is TNT. So, yan po ang threat na ibinibigay ni Coach Tim Doan and his boys. Kasama na po si James Yap doon, but yung kanyang other players. Samantala itong si JP Valencion, ito naman ang naging revelation sa kupunan ng GlobalPort. You have MMDA, pero meron pa palang JP Valencion na ika nga pwedeng pumotok, which he did in their last game against Meralco. Unluckily for them, they lost.
Well, the revelation really was, you know, really a big help para sa kupunan ng GlobalPort. Bihira nga siyang nabibigyan ng playing minutes, but when he was given that minutes, look at the result of his performance. So, it is actually a great confidence builder for this player na si JP, but yun na nga, kakailanganin talaga every little help that you can get out of your bench. It will really help the MMDA combination.
And going to this conference, kakasama na itong si JP Valencion, ipinapakita din po dito sa pag-overhaul ng kupunan ng GlobalPort. Napakalalim actually ng kanilang lineup dito. The players like Jonathan Salvador has been very efficient dun sa kanyang frontline position. Of course, si AJ Mandani Marquez is there, si Jason Deutschman, and a lot of players to be named dito sa kupunan ni Coach Junel Baculi. So matami pa po tayong pagkukwentuhan. Of course, kasama aking kapartner Eric Reyes. Pero bago po yan, ilang paalala muna mula dito sa Naga City. Well, makikita natin, Eric, starting 5 na magkabilang kupunan. No surprises for Coach Team Coach sa San Mig Coffee Mixers, but GlobalPort Batampier, the position usually reserved for Jonathan Salvador is now being filled up by Jason Deutschman.
Well, ang ginagawa rin kasi ng mga coaches, they normally have, mga surprise packages at adjustments defensively. So that's the reason bakit minsan nabibigyan na ng minuto yung mga ibang players are coming off the bench. At mamaya pinapasok rin naman yung mga starters or yung mga people. Ang magbabaliktad lang basically yung kanilang mga roles for the team.
Well, nakikita Kita naman po natin ang ceremonial toss ay ang ating pong lady in black ay si Attorney Lenny Robredo. Of course, is her late husband, Jesse Robredo, former DILG secretary, after whom the name of this gymnasium was named. Samantalang kasama po niya on yellow naman si Mayor John Bongat of this city, of course. Natin si Commissioner Chito Salud is also there, kasama si Alvin Patrimonio. Si Dakap, nakatay po si Dakap.
Kulay ube.
So that's Mayor John Bongat. Of course, mainit po ang pagtanggap itong mga taga Naga City dito sa PBA. Matagal-tagal na rin tayong hindi nakakapaglaro dito, but sa pagdating po natin dito sa Naga City, mainit na pagtanggap ng ating mga kababayan, mga Bicolano dito po naman sa Camarines Sur. So ito, really a big venue at masarap paglaro nito, at kaya naman po itong dalawang koponan, ang San Mig Coffee Mixers at ang GlobalPort, aasahan natin tuloy-tuloy ang bakbakan dito sa Naga City. Well, ito po, tip-off time. At ang first possession, makukuha kagad ng nakaputing San Mig Coffee Mixers. Jody Vance, makakasama niya po itong si Mark Pingles and Denzel Bowles sa kanilang frontline. James Schaap and Mark Baroka starting naman sa kanilang guard position. First touch, nakuha agad ni James Schaap to the rim-port. Denzel Bowles, si Japet ang mabantay dito, pinagdalawahan siya. But kita mo naman yung pwersa ni Denzel Bowles.
Tinangay ni si Japet going to the baseline. Well, he went left, pero the power of Denzel Bowles is simply unstoppable in that sequence.
With that first move, parang sinasabi ni Denzel, nagbabalik na talaga. Yung kanilang unang panalo is no fluke, but he has to defend against Justin Williams.
Well, mapapalaban siya dito kay Justin Williams. Although si Justin Williams, as I've said, medyo limited yung kanyang offensive game. But GlobalPort would always look for a way to get the ball at the right spot for Justin Williams.
But for 6'11 guys like these two imports, Justin Williams, yun talaga ang laro niya. Pagdating sa ilalim, he's a defensive stopper. At yung kanyang mga tira, doon lang talaga, either mga dunk o mga layup lang. But eto si JDV joining the scoring fray. 4 na po ang score ng San Mig Coffee, 2 naman sa GlobalPort.
Well, nag-adjust kagad sila Rado. Mapapansin nga natin na si Devance Dutchman ang matchup. Pag si John Dan Salvador kasi sa poste lang pwede si John Dan. Pero of course, bumanat naman doon kagad si Sol Marcado for a long shot.
Well, makikita natin, these two teams sa ating mga stats dito, not really the best of the defensive teams. But sa scoring, maaasahan mo itong GlobalPort. So we are expecting a high-scoring game. Ito, simpleng-simpleng pasa dito kay James Schaap, but the defense seems to be really lacking.
Well, that's also one reason why GlobalPort would really suffer. Even if they have big leads in the third and in the fourth quarter, yun nga yung problema. To sustain a big lead, you have to make stops. Kahit hindi ka na nga makashoot, basta ikaw yung lamang, mananalo ka pa rin at end game. That's something that this young team would really have to learn, considering na maganda naman talaga yung kanilang lineup.
Well, sa pag-atake naman po nitong si Sol Mercado, 2 sumalubong sa kanila, isang maliit, itong si Mark Baroka sa ilalim. Sa taas, nandun pa si Denzel Bowles, but they will retain possession. Ito naman si Gary David, kinukubkub na siya. Ang nakatawa na sa kanya, si Mark Pingles. At hinahabol pa siya sa labas, ha?
Well, alam mo ang Stanley Coach Tim Cohn, his #1 defensive player, itong si Pingles, kahit malaki o maliit ang tinatao, kaya niya because he has the quickness to do his lateral movements, and at the same time, magaling naman din talaga siya lumaban kahit mas malaki sa kanya yung tao niya because he has the physical strength on the low post.
And he can adjust dahil may 2 pa naman siyang big man in Bowles and JDV, na pwede nga maiwanan to man the paint. Ito, Jody Vance muling atake but opting to pick outside. Mark Baroka hitting the mark for his first 3 points of the game.
Well, Coach Tim Cohn has been using the triangle offense, weak side, papasa mo niya on the strong, pero pag swing on the weak side, ginagamit kaagad nila or they're hitting yung low post play with Jody Vance kung saan din naman nagmumula yung mga pasa nila from the outside.
That's an interesting shot for Japet Aguilar, although lately, as of late, nakikita natin yung kanyang confidence to take the perimeter but not that far from the 3-point area. Denzel Bowles, ito kanyang yung paboritong spot, 17-footers, pero that time hindi pumasok, umarangkada nitong GlobalPort, pero naagawa ni Mark Pingles, saving into Baroka, counter-attack para naman sa San Mig Coffee Mixers, but Jody Vance opting to post it up against Deutschman. Pingles, 2 sumalubong, re-reset nila ito to Denzel Bowles, muling ang atake against the import, nasapan siya doon itong si Justin Williams. El Granada for 3. Hindi pa rin pumapasok ang kanyang mga kanyan, but all white shirts for that rebound. Mark Baroka scanning the floor. Si Japet na kanyang bantay doon. Nakatala pa yung kanyang pasa. 12 seconds si shot clock. They're making a second try. Mark Baroka kinukukup sa taas. Joe Devance for 3. Tagilid yung kanyang tira. Lalabas ang bola. Pupunta sa GlobalPort.
Well, mahirap talaga maka-offense dito against GlobalPort. So far in the interior, ang dami kanina at so many times down the floor parating pinubos si Devance. Pero ngayon naman, they opted to take shots already from the outside.
So San Mig Coffee still on top by 5. With 8 minutes and 8 seconds ito po sa ating first quarter. We're still on PBA Phoenix on tour. Ating po sa inyo ng Phoenix Petroleum Fuels Life. Sol Mercado ang atake na sa loob. Kanina napigil siya ron. This time hindi pa rin siya successful. But Justin Williams is there for second servings. At makakakuha pa ng foul itong si Justin Williams.
But I really like the matchup between these two imports. Pero kita mo kanina si Denzel Bowes, he drove by against Justin Williams. And nababago niya yung tira rin ni Denzel Bowes because magaling sa shot block itong si Justin Williams.
So ang bakbakan po ng mga imports sa ating pungasahan. First quarter pa lamang talagang hindi sila nagbibigay sapagkat kahit sa labas itong si Denzel Bowles ay may nakabantay pa rin sa kanyang malaki doon. And of course, manning the paint. Ito naman si Justin Williams. Denzel against Jason Deutschman. Looper of a jumper. Mintes makukuha pa ang rebound ni Sol Mercado. Ang atake. 4-on-4 situation, dire-diretso, and one after that strong dive by Sol Mercado.
Well, that's one thing nice about Sol Mercado. Nagbago talaga yung tema ng laro ni Sol Mercado because before he was playing the 2-guard. So yung bola, he was playing off the ball. Ngayon, parati nasa kanya yung bola, dumami naman yung assist niya, and at the same time, during transition, he can really attack the basket.
Iba rin ipagdagdag dito si Sol Mercado, lehitimong point guard who can actually control the tempo. Pero nasapal doon, si Justin Williams, dito si Mark Pingris. James siya pa-atake, pero babalik niya doon at natawakan siya doon. Dito naman si Jason Deutschman, last touch pa si James Jones, so it's a turnover, pabor naman sa GlobalPort. Hesitation on the part of James Shop. Medyo may epekto na medyo malaki ang nakaharap sa kanya.
Nagiba yung rhythm ng kanilang team and they were not really able to execute yung offense na gusto ni Coach Tim Ko.
Ball is with Sol Mercado. Pasa kay Justin Williams. Unti pa mawala ang bola. Nakakuha niya muli. Second serving wala pa rin. Again, Mark English with that big rebound. Mabilisan ang ating laban. James Shop. Pull up. Jumper. Wala. Justin Williams been controlling the board. At papasa agad dito kay Sol Mercado. That time spotting El Granada using the reverse. Nasapa pa James Shop. But you cannot stop El Granada from scoring.
Well, hindi mo talaga pa mapipigil basta-basta si Gary David. He does not give up after even that good block.
Tabla ang ating laban. 9-all. At yan po yung binabanggit natin. Asahan nyo itong bakbakang aksyon dito sa Naga City. Ang huling tira ibinigay ni Gary David to tie the ball game up. May timeout po. Magbabalik po kami agad. By OSN TV tomorrow at sa ground by MCV Broadband. Sabihin nyo na ang inyong mga kamag-anak. Abangan ang mga aksyong labanan ng PBA. Pati na rin po ng UFL sa Action TV International. Third ball game at ang scoring are well distributed for both teams.
Well distributed because right now, normally pag out of town talaga the players don't really have their comfort zone and not like when they play in Manila.
Ito naman, James Shop, hindi pa rin makakuha yung kanyang range. Only with 2 points in this game. Pero ito si Sol Mercado, talagang leaving everybody in that fast break play. Pero nakuha pa rin muli ng GlobalPort. Japet, opting to pass outside. Granada, sababog na naman!
Maganda talaga pagsisimula nito ni Gary David. Yung mga shots niya talagang wide open. So itong San Mig Coffee, kailangan mag-adjust kagad sila defensively.
Correct, it's a warning to the defensive job being put on Gary David being a strict shooter. Hindi po maaaring ipag-umitin na ganun-ganun na lamang kaya't nakakuha na ng GlobalPort ang kalamangan. Samantala, there will be a booking call, I think. It was rather obvious when James Yap hooked. Ito naman si Gary David.
Well, that's also nice about Gary David. Kahit pa paano he's up against a good scorer like James Yap, pinakita naman niya sa atin na kaya rin niyang dumipensa. Kaya wala na kagad si James at hinawi na lang niya si Gary David.
At baka nalilimutan ng ating mga PBA fans. Gary David was really known to be a good defensive stopper bago siya makita sa explosive scorer.
Pero bihirang-bihira yun, Rado, yung the caliber of Gary David being a great scorer, he's also a good defensive player.
Kaya naman po, ito nga si Gary David really making a big name for himself, especially last season. James Yap, kilala natin yan. At yung 3-pointer niya na yan, ang inaasahan naman ng San Mig Coffee Mixers, that's his 5th point to tie the ball game up at 12.
But that's also not a good sign for GlobalPort. James Yap, his last outing didn't really score much, but maganda naman yung kanyang pagsisimula din dito sa ating first quarter.
Gustong pumalit ng 3-pointer nitong si Gary David dahil successful in that try. Nakakuha pa sa San Mig Coffee ng possession dito. Naantala ni Japet, but na-regain itong si Mark Fingris. GDB, bumig sa labas. Pasa muli, James Yap na si Mark Baroka, libre! All net for Mark Baroka. That would be his second trade tonight.
That will really make Coach Tim Cohn happy. Gusto ni Coach Tim Cohn when his players really move the ball around and get a wide open shot from the corner.
15-12 ang ating tala, 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And we're really seeing a good shooting night for both teams. Mercado yung kanyang pasa, medyo masikip. Tatlo yung bumantay sa kanya. Hindi handa, in fact, itong si Justin Williams.
Mahirap talaga makita si Justin Williams na kahit gano'n siyang kalaki because Sol Mercado issued a pass pabalik off the bounce pass, but James Yap, on the other hand, a wide open 3 hitting that shot.
So talagang pinapaluwas ni Coach Tim Cohn ang defense itong GlobalPort. Maraya kanilang tira sa labas. At kahit itong tira ni James Yap unsuccessful, Mercado ang atake sa loob. Pero yung mga receivers yung kanyang pass, parang hindi handa. Nung una si Justin Williams, this time si Japet Aguilar, and you see some disappointment in the face of Sol Mercado.
Well, it's really quite frustrating for a guy who really issues a lot of assists. In fact, siya yung best so far in the league in terms of passing. Pero yun na, you really have to connect with his passes because after a while, he will start taking those shots.
Denzel Vols, kasama ang kalaban niya ro, si Japet Aguilar, pero nakatukod itong si Japet Aguilar. So matatawagan si Japet unang personal foul malaman. On Japet Aguilar, very few practice na kanina nakukuha this quarter.
Right now, he's just concentrating more on guarding the great import na si Denzel Vols. So hirap na kagad siya because Vols has the advantage in strength and even in quickness.
JDB has been posting up. It started against Jason Deutschman. Pero away from ball, I think there's some action na nakita mo siya. Tukod. Dito siya sa Jason Deutschman ng JDB.
But he doesn't really have to do that because that's the reason why he's guarding a local and at the same time, yung kanilang import ay patrolling the middle. So dapat nakasandal ka lang sa kanya. Pag nakawala na siya, meron ka naman kagad on the backside.
They'll go to the same option. Ito si Jason Deutschman opting to flop pero nasapal din si Mark Fingris. James sa pang-atake. Jason Deutschman asking for the warding off, but defensive foul like that against Jason Deutschman.
So right there, nakita natin Rado, even if you don't really push off katulong ginagawa ni Jason Deutschman, nandun kagad yung intimidation factor ni Justin Williams, who's actually a great shot blocker, pero not in this instance because nakakakuha kagad ng bola ulit ang San Mig Coffee.
I mean, you talk about a shot blocker in the caliber of Justin Williams. He's averaging 5 shot blocks per game. Nakakatakot talaga.
Kaya nga, talaga magdadalawang isip ka. It's not going to be easy for you to drive in the lane kahit magpa-teardrop ka pa tulad ng ginawa ni Mark Fingris. He actually still blocked the shot of Mark Fingris even if it was already a high looping shot.
High looping shot, hinabol, lumabas yung bola na kuha ni James sa pag-atake. Siya pa rin. Siya pa rin yung challenge.
Kaya nga, actually, there were some talks that, of course, tinitignan nila yung performance ng kanilang import si Justin Williams. Para sa akin, it's a good import because you don't really want to get an import who is a do-it-all and you have a lot of, the MMDA combination, you have it on your bench. So, if you have a do-it-all import, you will just have to get the ball most of the time and, limit the touches with the other superstars.
Tama kayo, Eric, hindi kasi nakikipag-agawa sa scoring dahil hindi naman problema ng GlobalPort ang kanilang scoring. What they lack is defense, which is actually, pinoprovide niya at ang nililid niya itong batang player in that regard. 17-12 ang ating pala. Dito sa tira ni Gary David. Rebound goes to Mark Pinglis. And Mark Maroka umaatake. Dalawa ang kanyang matay. Kailangan niya nga mag-back pedal. And first Pinglis. That's the both more pressure. But Maroka opting to pass the same shot. To JDB. Yung pasa, hindi na inasa ni JJ. Was ready to go inside. Ano ko yan? Turnover yan. Papamunod sa GlobalPort. Bago po yan, tatawag muna ng timeout ang San Mig Coffee Mixers. Though they're on top by 5.17 to 12 with 2 minutes and 40. Dito pa rin po sa first quarter action. Inyong lugar, ang Hyper. Uy, Bimig, number 1 kayo dito sa Bicol. Pero wala nang Bimig eh. San Mig Coffee Mixers na eh. Mati-display ka na naman yan.
Big fan siya.
Oh, big fan. Sapagkat noon, nag-best import ito si Denzel Bowles. Ano ba si Monster Bowles talaga ang hinahanap niya?
Oo, hindi niya makakalimutan yung mga jump shot ni Denzel Bowles.
Yung jump shot naman ni Gary David, kailangan niya nakalimutan. Mintis doon. Yung mga atake, counter-attack ng San Mig Coffee. Jun Simon, bagong pasok. Naka-score kagad. Itong kanyang papilipin mo. Tapektos na layap. That time finishing the fast break.
And that was really a great pass right there. The transition play really working well for Coach Tim Cohn. Hindi na halos ay binabagsak yung bola. Kita mo rin dito, Malyari issued a nice pass. Coincidentally, si Malyari was really one of the players na gustong-gusto talaga makuha ni Coach Tim Cohn even before the start of the conference.
So, palit na po ng backcourt ng San Mig Coffee in lieu of James Shop and Mark Baroka, Alex Malyari and Peter Jun Simon ang pumalit po para sa kanila. Samantalang ang pupunta naman ng GlobalPort, si Will Miller ang bagong pasok para dito kay Jason Deutschman. Mark Pinglis will be called sa foul na yun. That would only be his first. Nagkikita siya sa ilalim, mag-siping. Sabi siya, may konting reklamo, pero alam niya naman yan, may ikot na siya.
Alam mo, hirap talaga ng binabante ni Tom. Kahit naman mapamalaki, Gary David na napakatulit kumilos. Assignment talaga ni Mark Pinglis is actually great defense. He's actually doing a good job.
Oh, nagsisimilito sa thesis Gary David. The Sol Mercado's really been attacking inside. At kung kanyang mga atake, talagang ang hirap para pigilin sa San Mig dahil ilang beses na pinasa yun. Although some unsuccessful passes, pero yung option that he can actually finish the play, nandun palagi.
Well, that's one thing nice about Sol Mercado. He's actually a great passer. But of course, ang galing din naman siya to crash inside the basket where he can really create a lot of problems for the opposing team.
Kanina, panay po ang tira ng San Mig Coffee mula sa labas, but this time, they're also emphasizing that they have some inside threat, especially in this import. Si Denzel Bowles.
Well, Japet Aguilar would really have to work hard against an import. You cannot play the import straight up and just use your height and your leaping ability. You have to be smart enough to know what the weakness of the import is. Is he strong right? Is he strong left? You cannot match the import strength for strength. You have to be a lot smarter and you have to be studying the import, lalong-lalo na itong si Denzel Bowles.
Denzel Bowles, kompletong-kompleto yung kanyang mga free throws. Of course, the number 1 student of the Richard Del Rosario School of Free Throws. Of course, ang kasama natin Richard Del Rosario and then sa magazine team. Tinutulungan of course Coach Tim Cohn dito sa pagmamando nitong San Mig Coffee Mixers. Offensive foul ang nakita na natin mga referees. Ito si Mark Pinglis ang binabanggit nga natin na maganda ang trabaho sa defense. Tinulak na rin si Gary David.
Nakukulitan kasi talaga si El Granada. This is the defense ni Mark Pinglis. That's also the reason bakit naman nilagay kagad si Pinglis kay El Granada. Parang kulitin siya in the early goings of the game.
Tatlo ay papasok ni Coach Junel Baculit sa GlobalPort. Si AJ Mandani. Nakita na natin si Jordan Salvador and Mark Yee. Yan po yung mga sinyalis na mahigpit na depensa na ang inyong maasahan sa lima ng mga batang player. But Denzel Bowles has been very confident from that angle. Pasok na naman para sa kanya.
This is actually a picture perfect jumper na pinakita din ni Denzel Bowles. And kita mo naman ang ganda ng great form with a nice follow through.
Biggest lead so far in this game. Double digit advantage for San Mig Coffee Mixers. Si Simon, tinagpinampay na. Kanina layup, ngayon 3-pointer naman.
Unti-unti nang nakakalayo dito ang San Mig Coffee, and all their shots from the outside is falling. So napakahirap doon. They have a big lineup na pwede naman talagang pumasok din sa loob kung kinakailangan.
Which is ironic. Kung nagkalit man itong mga defensive players itong GlobalPort, saka sila nilayuan. Justin Rilla pipilit ito, but Vincent Thurs running the play very effectively for San Mig Coffee. That time ay naantala yung Justin Williams. Mark Pickris, kota na. Pagdating sa defense in the first quarter, kaya papasok para sa kanya ito na si Leon Horda kasama si Yancy Ocampo para naman si Denzel Bowles.
Well, itong nagawa niya kasi niya yung kanyang trabaho, and that's the reason bakit talaga naman siya pinapasok on the floor.
With 13-point lead and 32 seconds remaining, this quarter belongs to San Mig Coffee. Pero hindi pa tapos yan. Sabi ni Justin Williams, securing sa ilalim ni Thurs, he will get second service. Pero yung paking doon sa ilalim, sikip na sikip. Leon Horda and Yancy Ocampo ganging up on the GlobalPort esports.
Pagkita mo yung lineup din ng San Mig Coffee. Kanina itong GlobalPort, binasok din ng mga shock troopers. Ganon din ang ginawa ni Coach Tim Cohn. Binabalasan niya yung mga players, lalo na sila Jerwin Gaco. Bihira naman gamitin niya ni Coach Tim Cohn, pero he knows how to swing his players around and also give them confidence.
And this early, first quarter pa lamang, nasa loob na mga players kagaya itong si Jerwin Gaco. Pero mapuputuhan yata muli ito ng ating mga referees. Gusto ko kataig agad. Pangalawa na ito for Jerwin Gaco.
May apat pa naman daw eh. So, magkakinabangan ni Jerwin Gaco yung paggamit ng kanyang mga foul. And I like that matchup between sana magkatapat itong si Gaco and si Marquis, because both of them are, enforcers of their teams.
Papasok na itong si Romel Adukol. Kapalit dun sa kanilang import. Sabi ni Coach Junel, pagpapahingayin ko muna. Total, itong si Denzel Bowles. Sabi niya nagpapahinga rin for San Mig Coffee. Patay na po ating shot clock. 11 seconds remaining para sa kuha ng GlobalPort. Will Miller, pinik na pick. Pero tatlo pa rin yung sukalubo sa kanya yung pasa na antala makukuha pa ni Alex Malyari. Sayang nakuha ka, second remaining. Abot yung kanyang tira. So matatapos ang ating first quarter. Gaya nabanggit natin, may double-digit advantage na po itong San Mig Coffee Mixers. 27 points ang kanilang naitala, samantalang 15 lamang sa kumanan ng GlobalPort. Bago po magsimula ang ating second quarter action, ay nagpapatuloy po ang ating action dito sa Desi Robredo Gymnasium. At maaga nating nakita, Eric, yung mga shock troopers ng magkabilang kupunan.
Well, it looks like talagang draft for a long night. Ginagamit muna yung mga shock troopers at binibigyan ng minuto para makapahinga nga yung mga starters. Kasi alam nila na magkakaroon talaga ng magiging bakbakan ang ating laro for tonight.
Samantala, ang mga binabanggit po natin, especially for GlobalPort, AJ Mandani, nandiyan na po, kasama niya si Will Miller sa guard position, while Jonathan Salvador and Marky ay kukumpituhin naman ng kanilang swanta ito na Romel Adukol. PJ Simon, pagpasok niya, instant offense ang nakuha ng San Mig Coffee. Yancy, handing it back. 2 seconds remaining, kailangan itira. Malakas yung tira ni PJ Simon, but Jerwin Gaco, makukuha offensive rebound. Atake Alex Malyari. Tuling nag-respond yung depensa doon ng GlobalPort.
Wala nahuhuli yung depensa ng GlobalPort. Kanina, that last sequence, ang ganda ng depensa ng GlobalPort. Samantalang yung offense, yung rebound, hindi naman nakuha ng GlobalPort. So, sayang yung mga possessions na gano'n because they're giving itong team ng San Mig Coffee an extra possession, and guys like Alex Malyari, once he gets the ball, ganyan yung mga gusto-gusto ni Coach Tim Cohn, yung mga players who can actually play multiple positions. Alex Malyari, Jody Vance, they have the size. Pag nilagay mo siya sa point, meron kagad mismatch on the low post.
When you're 6'3" playing point, talagang maraming mismatches ang madadala mo ron. At ayun ang nagustuhan ni Coach Tim Cohn kay Alex Malyari. Nakuha niya ang kanyang unang puntos mula sa free throw line. Dito ang ating mga referees away from the play. Holding foul. Nakita ating mga referee. That one will be called against Juno Hall. 28-15. Kaya pa lamang nagalaw ang ating score sa pagsimula ng second quarter. Sondan, paboritong spot ka rin yan. Pero malakas pa niya for that time. Iba rebound makukuha muli ng San Mig Coffee. DJ Simon, very hot, pagpasok pa lamang niya, update the pass. At sa loob, makukuha ni Alex Mangyari, pagkira pa rin sa AJ Mandani. Pasa kay Leo na Horda, pumasok, pero may nakita niya foul ang ating mga referees. Alex Mangyari, big foul.
Yes, he was called an offensive foul. Sayang yung mga ganong mga ganong calls.
Yung kanyang pasa maganda rin yung kanyang pasa, pero binamp pa niya, no?
Binamp niya si Willie Miller. Ang kita ng ating cameraman, good angle.
Willie Miller, mabawi pa ito. Malakas pa rin ang kanyang mga tira. So yung mga offensive threats ng GlobalPort, Gary David and Willie Miller are not really within the range sa yung first 2 quarters na ito. Leon Horda. So kung nasumalubong sa kanya, nakawala pa rin yung kanyang attempted running jumper. Vintage agawa ng bola, may jump ball. Ito yung hinahanap mo sa jump. Laban kay Jerwin Jaco.
Nagsalpukan na yung dalawang enforcer. And right there, nakita natin, nasiklabal kagad yung mga kiskisa ng balikat, no?
Oh, pero ito nga, jump ball, hindi sila nagtitinginan, ha? Jump ball ulit. Puro hatawa, inuuna yung hatawa, hindi yung bola yung
Pero mo yung bola ni Gako, papunta kagad kay Mark Yee. Pareho naman yun hindi umatras. So yun nga, maganda talaga yung kanilang matchup.
Pero tinama, walang eye contact. Hindi na sila nagtitinginan.
Yung tala ni Gako, papunta kay Mark Yee parati, inuunahan niya eh.
Pamantala, that time, Alex Mangyari, 3. But it's only a 2-pointer, pero sapat na para ibigay sa kanya yung 3 puntos. Dito lahat yan sa second quarter.
Yun ang masakit yung para sa GlobalPort because yung mga players coming off the bench, yun pa yung nagpapalaki ng lamang. And wala rin nangyayari. The shock troopers are not really helping out para mapababa itong 15-point lead ng San Mig Coffee.
Early timeout for GlobalPort, Batang Pierre, and why not? Kalahatian na ang ating score. Ayaw nang palaking ba ito ni Coach Janelle Bakuli. 30-15 po ang ating score dito habang ito yung binabanggit natin na team standings na kinilalagyan ng dalawang kupunan. GlobalPort, katabla po nila ang Tong and Tex who lost yesterday at Meralco Balls at 2-3. Yan po ay pang-5 hanggang pang-7 pwesto, samantalang San Mig Coffee Mixers ay sa pagkatalo pala tama ng Air 21 kagabi. Solo 7th na itong kupunan ng San Mig Coffee Mixers, although those 3 teams together with Air 21 and Barangay Ginebra, isa lang ang panalo.
So you don't really want to be at the bottom of the team standings, and as much as possible, maaga pa lang, gumawa ka na ng paraan para mapunta ka doon sa gitna, because pag nahuli ka talaga sa karera, malamang sa ma-out ka by the end of the elimination round.
At ayaw nila na mangyari ang pagka parang taking the game away from them dito sa second quarter pa lamang na ngayon ay humahabol sila 15 puntos, mintis pa yung kanilang tira coming from a timeout, and Alex Mangyari, strong move. Ang hirap talaga dahil ang bilis ko si Alex Mangyari. Yung dalawang drive niya, ito ba kinabutan ng front roaming at local dahil siya yung last drive.
Yes, and at the same time, that's really poor transition defense. So sa koponan ng GlobalPort, you really have to sprint down on the shaded area. Considering na yung mga players naman nila, hindi naman lahat yan higante na mabagal bumaba. I mean, even now, Miller, wala si Miller doon, and even Markey, although ngayon nagpalit na talaga ng bumalasan ng tao si Coach Janelle Bakuli because hindi nga niya nakikita or nagugustuhan. Yun nangyayari pag tinatakbo ng San Mig Coffee ang bola.
Plus unlimited na yung kanilang mga scoring options doon si Willie Miller na kanilang yung maasahan. So Sol Mercado will man the point once again for the Batang Pierre. Ang nakatutok sa kanya ito si Alex Mangyari. High pick being given to San Mercado. Atake pa rin ito. Bumomba! Pumasok ang kanyang layak.
Grabe naman yung nilusot ni Sol Mercado. It was an in and out, head and shoulder fake. Ang dami niyang fake na ginawa doon para makalusot at mabasag yung depensa.
And they needed that basket. First basket pa lamang ng Batang Pierre in this quarter. Alex Mangyari with the pick kay Yancy Ocampo, pero pag-swing sa kabila nandun si Jerwin Jaco dito sa baseline. Luwag na luwag si Yancy. That could have been a very easy too, pero napalakas yung kanyang tira. Bababa ni Sol Mercado, hihintay na kanilang import. Justin Williams will take the first. Atake sa loob, 200 slam. May bonus pa, may foul from Yancy Ocampo.
Tumabi ka na dyan. But once Justin Williams gets in front of you, you really cannot give him that space para makabuelo to go over you and dunk it on Yancy Ocampo's face right here.
Boom! ang slam dunk nitong si Justin Williams. Kahit nasa kurang pa niya si Jerwin Yami, sasama pa rin
Kasama niya sa ring. Talagang makikita mo, malakas talaga siya sa ilalim. And basically, that's the strength of Justin Williams. Kaya naman doon siya sinset. But he's a good offensive rebound.
Para kay Jonathan Salvador, and another opportunity para sa kupunan ng GlobalPort na matapos sa kalaban na outstanding at 12 points. So, Mercado muli ang atake. Pagpunta niya sa kaliwa na atala yung bola. Tumawa pa sa kanya. So, it will be a turnover sa kupunan ng GlobalPort.
Walang daming contact right there. Nagkatabi-tabingin na yung katawan ni Sol Mercado pero talagang hindi tumawag ang referee.
Good defense din actually. Talagang na-anticipate yung paano si Sol Mercado. Denzel. Nakapalingan na ito ng mabuti na roll beat for snap against Jonathan Salvador. Shot is Denzel. Balls. He has to be creative with the shot. Nakapayong na sa kanya si Williams.
Ang ganda na ng depensa doon ng GlobalPort but Denzel Balls really finding a way to get off that hook shot.
That is the small confidence for this palit PBA import na si Denzel Balls. Principal pa na makita tawag so these first two quarters really yung nilalaro nitong GlobalPort di pa nila makakuha yung kanilang offensive game.
Well, right now there's a lot of screening on top between itong si Sol Mercado and Justin Williams. Ang hindi ko nakikita yung basically shooters from the weak side or the corner. There's a lot of times na napabasag na ni Sol Mercado in defense and nagpo-collapse sa kanya. There are a lot of open shots but Denzel Balls kahit may depensa ka pa talagang titirahan ka niya sa ibabaw.
Yun yung contrast nung punan ng GlobalPort hirap na hirap sa kanilang execution. Samantalang itong San Mig parang easy sila. They go to their options. Denzel Balls, PJ Simon, napakadali ng basketball para sa kanila.
Because the problem here is nakukuha ng San Mig Coffee ang bola kung saan nila gusto makuha. And sa kaibahan naman, mapahirapan ng puntos na nanggagaling sa GlobalPort. Kailangan talaga nila pilitin yung bola na makapasok doon sa middle. And that's where a lot of passes are being caught by Justin Williams.
Well, they're going to the revelation. JP Belencion, siya naman ang susubukan ni Coach Jonel Bakuli. Ang napupuna kasi natin yung natuman game na itong si Sol Mercado at si Justin Williams. Pag sila na yung gumagawa ng play, no movement at all away from the ladder.
Hirap yun. Nanonood na lang yung tatlong players and they cannot have that. But Alex Malyari really having his vision always towards the basket and kung wala nga man set at bakante ka, titira ko na yung bola.
Coach Tim Bon, napapangiti siguro sa kanyang sarili sa pagkuha niya dito kay Alex Malyari. Definitely, maganda ang kanyang contribution in the first two quarters, especially in the second quarter where he scored all his points. Now with a total of 8 points, if I'm not mistaken, for Alex Malyari.
Spacing right here for GlobalPort, not so good. Points of turnovers. San Mig Coffee, 11 points of turnovers. Dadalawa lang for GlobalPort. So, ang daming tinatapon na bola dito ng GlobalPort.
Samantala, PJ Simon being harassed upstairs. Atake at lalapit sa loob. Yung kanyang positive beating Denzel Balls. Balls akin sa loob. Mas luwag doon. Ito nga si Mark Fingers. Still opting to pass. Alex Malyari malakas naman yung kanyang three-pointer. The big rebound for Justin Williams. Justin Williams looking for the point guard. Pero nakita ba na? Luwag na sana. Pero babalik si Justin Williams. Back to Belencion. Belencion ngayon. Bibigyan ng pick. Nag-roll itong si Justin Williams. Ang akin na karapong ng dalawa. Almost traveled. But getting the two instead.
Well, that's really a good way to set up Justin Williams. Close to the basket. At least maganda yung pagkakapasa ni Belencion sa kanya. Belencion was also a threat. That's why in defense umangat.
Pero makikita mo, Balls and Justin Williams pakita na ng creativity sa kanilang mga tira. Malambot yung mga katawan and trying to get different angles na papasok yung kanilang bola. Another chance dito ng kupunan ng GlobalPort. Belencion, mintis yung kanilang tira mula sa tres. Sabi ni Tension, sa akin muna itong rebound na ito. Sabi ni Ping, PJ Simon, dahan-dahan muna tayo. Ang ating lamang 17, pwede tayong magsaya ng ilang mga segundo rito. At huwag na luwag si Ping, pero sinalubong ka agad doon.
Nice pass.
Nice give and go.
You know, that's a no-no. The defense is actually caught napping right there. Yung bola nasa strong side, you have to jump the ball side and deny that pass.
What a play and what an emphatic one. Dito sa kombinasyon ng mga frontliner. Denzel Balls finishing the playoff. Samantalang ito si Japet Aguilar, one of the better shot blockers. Walang nagawa sa lakas. Medyo late na rin si Japet Aguilar. Kaya naman, emphatic slam for Super Bowls, Monster Bowls. Lamang ang kanyang kupunan, 40-21. Tatawag na naman ang time.
Nandun sa likod ng papilyo.
Oo. Eh, ganyan talaga ang mga fans. Para makuna, kasi kung kompleto, hindi nakuna ng mga cameraman natin yan. Samantala, ito, yung hinahanap na aggressiveness ni Coach Janelle Makuli. Tanging si Sol Mercado lamang ang nakikita natin yan consistently in the first good quarter.
Well, he's actually lighting fast itong si Sol Mercado. Great setup job ang ginawa din ni Williams or actually the big man of GlobalPort to be able to free up Mercado, but still, Mercado, hinahanap ko pa rin yung mga release passes because eventually the defense of San Mig Coffee will just wait for Sol Mercado.
That time, Denzel Bowles ang matatawagan. That would be second personal foul. Maaari nila pakihin. Ito, kalahati na tayo. Lakas kalahati na in fact ng second quarter. The 17-point lead rather being enjoyed by the Coffee Mixers. They go to JDB. Kanina first quarter pa natin nakikita ito yung eagle. Anticipate naman ni Justin Williams with the big block. Counter attack para sa Batang Pierre. El Granada for the 3. Ayaw pa rin. Hindi makakuha yung tamang angulo ron. Babalik. Isang tira pa. Tatag. Ayaw pa rin for Gary David. James Shop with the counter attack. Atake sa loob. Pass sa labas. Mark Baroga. Mas ilalapit pa. Running. Jumper. Good for 2.
Nice shot fake na ginawa din ni Mark Baroga. Good patience by San Mig Coffee on the offense. James Shop knew that Justin Williams was gonna block his shot. Kinik-out naman niya kagad ang bola kay Mark Baroga.
And the recognition of the San Mig Coffee Mixers, kung nasaan yung kanilang mga kampe, kaya pag nakukungkog na sila, alam nila kung sino mapapasahan.
So, alam nila yung release pass. They know where to look for their teammates, lalong-lalo na pag nagigipit na nga yung kanilang isang kasama.
Kung gano'n naman po kadali ang opensa ng San Mig Coffee Mixers, hirap na hirap makakuha ng GlobalPort Batang Pierre ang kanilang offensive rhythm. Ball is back. Nakakupunan ng San Mig Coffee Mixers. Ito posit in JDB flicking to the left, going to the right in a turnaround. At pang-apat na puntos na ito ni Jody Vance.
It's great movement by Jody Vance. He's fake going baseline. Alam niya na nag-aabang nun si Williams. Sabay balik naman kagad at easy jumper.
21-point lead, the biggest so far in this game. Makakaagaw pang muli ang San Mig Coffee Mixers. Natapos yung agaw nitong Mark Pingis. Ang bola pupunta kay James Shop. James Shop. Step back jumper. What a pass! Follow-up back!
Ang layo nung inabot niya, Monster Bowls.
Kagulo ito. Harlem Shake na ang Pongaga City with a big slam by Denzel Bowles.
Oh, look at that great move. All right there. It was a nice follow-up dunk na ginawa doon ni Denzel Bowles. It was a tough step-back jumper by James Yap, but look at Denzel Bowles not quitting on the play even if Justin Williamson dunked it over him.
Ang aksyon dito sa Naga City, pero kami ni Eric Reyes ay humihinga-hinga pa matapos na ating makita yung follow-up slam dunk nitong si Denzel Bowles. If anybody is actually doubting kung talagang bumalik na yung laro nito si Denzel Bowles, I think that dunk will dispel all doubts.
Well, definitely at prior to this conference, nakita ko nga si Denzel Bowles when he was trying out in the US, in the NBA, and talaga pinakita naman niya na yung stint o yung experience niya dito sa PBA talaga nagbigay sa kanya ng malaking kumpiyansa sa paglaro overseas.
Samantala, another timeout being called here. This time, I think it will be called by Coach Tim Cone. Magbabalik po kami kagad.
I have a new best friend who's always in the know. She knows the latest shopping finds and the most popular night spots to flaunt them. She helps me plan movie dates and my next Burkada getaway. She even helps me keep up with my guys' hobbies and gizmos, the latest bands and gigs, and what restos I have to try next. It's great having a best friend who knows everything. Meet Christine, my digital go-to girl. Log on to Christine.com and get everything a girl needs to know. Also available on iOS and Android.
After the timeout from San Mig Coffee Mixers, agad po yung timeout na yun. Talagang hindi pa rin po natatapos yung ito kami ni Eric sa duck ni Denzel.
Wala akong masabi doon sa ginawa niya. The hard work, yung attitude na doon, at ito sa ang layo nagulat ako, nakuha pa niya yung bola to be able to dunk that.
Although namin yung free throw, ito si Sol Mercado. Japet Aguilar was there to give another opportunity para sa kumpara ng ng GlobalPort batang player. Press naman ang susubukan ito si Sol Mercado. That time, pumasok na yan. That's his first 3-pointer of the game.
Well, Sol Mercado is actually taking charge already with 15 points in the ball game, and nasa second quarter pa lang tayo ng ating laro.
At kailangan niya na nakakatulong dito kasi pagkat ito, lumolobo na po itong kalamangan. Kanina ito si 21-point lead. Now chop to 18. Mark Pingles posting up. Kick out na kay Mark Baroka. Pag-ikot, running jumper. Lumabas yung tira ni Mark Baroka. Sa tapikan, makukuha pa niya si Dio Campo. Tapik, kalabas. Hindi na nasave ni Jody Banson.
Sayang doon yung sa ilalim. Kung natapik lang sa ilalim, libreng-libre sana yung teammate ni Yancy De Ocampo. But he wanted to just pass the ball or tap the ball out. Yun nga lang, nag-outside.
Otherwise, could have been a very good tap, ano?
Yes, libreng-libre. Yes, and at least they're going to be able to set up the offense again.
Japet Aguilar, hindi pa po umarangad ang kanyang scoring night. But this guy, namintis mo nasa labas ito si Sol Mercado, but he has 15 points to lead. GlobalPort scores actually 4 scores in this ball game. Game shot, tatahi papunta sa kanan. Matagal na natin nakikita itong poste ni Jody Vance.
Paulit-ulit na lang ginagawa. They're actually using Jody Vance to put a lot of mismatches on the low post.
Mintis pa rin, ang San Mig Coffee makukuha ng GlobalPort. Sol Mercado pa rin. Kay Gary David, atake na sa loob. Nilapit, mintis pa rin. Justin Williams, sinubo na, ayaw pa rin. At least napaula siya ng third serving nila.
Pero yun ang maganda kay Justin Williams, he just keeps trying. I thought he was about to go for a follow-up dunk na katulad ng ginawa ni Denzel Bowles. Pero yun nga, maganda sa kanya, he has very good attitude, and that's something that sana talagang makita ng coaching staff ng GlobalPort. Because normally, at this stage of the tournament, Rado, talagang all of the imports are always being assessed. Kung nga talagang ito na ba talaga yung pangmatagalan na import nila, that will eventually bring them to the next level ng ating tournament.
Well, I have to admit, sa present crop of imports, magsimula pala ating konferensya, isa sa mga napagtuunan ko agad na nakakuha na aking atensyon itong si Justin Williams. Why? Dahil dalawa, iba-iba yung sapatos niya. Mga exclusive pa.
In-order niya yata online yan eh. Dapat dito.
Samantala, ito namin ito sa San Mig Coffee. Walang magkakaroon ng pagkakataon ng GlobalPort. Japet Aguilar, sumalubong sa pader. He was unsuccessful with the shot, but malaking isda ang kanyang nakuha. Pangatlo na ito for Denzel Bowles.
Well, that's a good break right there for Japet, or actually for GlobalPort. Number one, alanganin na rin pagkatangkap ni Japet Aguilar ng bola. Buti na lang natawagan ng foul si Denzel Bowles. And number two, of course, pangatlo na yun si Denzel Bowles, and that's not gonna be good for Coach Steve Conant ang aga-aga pa here in the second period.
Dalamang puso na ng 16, 46-30. Susubok na naman ng bago. Ito si Coach Tim Con in lieu of Denzel Bowles, is in foul trouble. Joel Camperada ang kanilang susubukan. Pasok yung free throw. Pangalawang free throw ito si Japet Aguilar, which could actually start his scoring night. Wala pa masyado tayong nakukuha ang puntos ng Japet Aguilar. Only his first point again. 46-31, 55 seconds to go in the first half. Jody B, nahanap ng Thurs. Ang nakita niya, siya pass sa ilalim. Hindi handa ron, pero naipasa. Jody B, titira mula sa labas. Malakas at makukuha ni Justin Williams ang rebound. Nakita ito si Sol Mercado. Sol Mercado to Japet Aguilar. Gary David, ilalapit, nawala ang bola. Makukuha pa ni James Shop. Harap na harap itong GlobalPort. Samantala, Mark Baroka looking for Thurs. Dalawa yung nandun. Siya na mismo maglalapit. Yung pasa niya naantala na kuha ni Ping. ADV. Pero magandang depensa doon ni Jason Deutschman in trying to fight for the position.
Well, actually, that was a bad angle on the pass, and that's the reason why nag-turnover. Alanganin yung angulo doon ni Mark Pingris. Kung napunta lang dito sa bandang kanan, kahit pa paano mas makukuha ni Jody Vance.
Yan ang offensive, ankle breaker. Habulin siya ni Jody Vance. Kaya lang susubsubsan sa mga nakuha sa case. Pangit na naman angulo, pero magandang angulo doon. Ito niya si Sol Mercado and Coach Tinkol saying, saan ang ating depensa as if he's not yet contented with his 13-point lead as we end the first half of play. 46-33. Umaatikabong aksyon po ang aming ipinangako. Umaatikabong aksyon ang inyong mapapanood. At itong mamang ito ang nanguhunan sa GlobalPort. Although they're still down by 13, hindi pa po tapos ang laban yan para sa kupunan ng GlobalPort Batang Pierre. 46-33 kaya na kami binabanggit. Ilang paalala lang po pero magbabalik po agad ang aksyon mula dito sa PBA Phoenix on Tour. Big Coffee namamayagpag sa first 2 quarters of play. In fact, nakita natin matagal bago lumabas sa mga taga-GlobalPort Batang Pier sa kanilang dagat. Mukhang maraming sinabi itong si Coach Janelle Baculi sa kanyang mga bata, but wala pa dapat ikalungkot because they finished the second quarter with a 10-0 run.
Well, maganda naman yung pagtatapos ng GlobalPort in the second period because San Mig Coffee was actually dominating. Actually, kakain-kaya na nga nilang tambakan sana, but kita mo naman yung ating halftime summary. There's really a lot of things that GlobalPort would really need to work on, but especially taking care of that basketball and getting off better shots because most of their shots are basically coming from Sol Mercado and Justin Williams, especially in the second period.
Well, pero makikita mo 5 out of 10 sa 3-point field goal shooting itong San Mig Coffee Mixers. Nagbigay ng maraming malaking kumpiyansa para sa kanila yung kanilang outside game and the inside game being provided naman by Denzel Bowles.
Well, actually, nagkakaroon ng in and out combination para sa San Mig Coffee, and that's the reason why napakalaking 23-point lead, yung biggest lead ng San Mig Coffee in the first half. But of course, you know, guys like ito yung si Sol Mercado, he was actually leading the win. At siya yung pinakamaraming ginawa in the second period for GlobalPort. Williams with 10, David 5, and Aguilar with 1. So this basically kulang ng suporta coming from the other players. Dalawang player lang pala talaga for GlobalPort ang gumagawa. On the other hand, you have Bolts, Baroka, Yap, and Malyari. These guys are really teaming up and really helping out, especially and there's a stretch rado na si Malyari pinasok doon and puro shock troopers yung nando sa loob. Siya naman yung dumadala. So Coach Tim Cone really finding ways on how to keep his offensive options balanced.
Well, kung binabanggit mo nga, Mercado at Williams lang, ang nagbibigay ng magagandang laro for GlobalPort. Marami pang nawawala. Si Gary David, hindi pa ganun pumuputok. Willie Miller, Jabet Aguilar is totally absent in this ballgame. Meanwhile, kahit 4 lang yung top scorers naman ng San Mig Coffee Mixers, 2 players pa, I think, ang nagbigay ng magandang laro doon. JDV, kung saan nagsisimula lahat ng kanilang plays, and Mark Pingris, who was a defensive demon in the first 2 quarters.
But ito nga si JDV, tama ka doon, Rado, nagsisimula talaga yung offense galing kay Jody Vance because he's 6'9", he's actually creating a lot of mismatches on the low post. Once na-draw nila yung depensa ng GlobalPort, they're actually hitting the shooters from the outside, and that's something that I really want to see with GlobalPort. I mean, they have a lot of tools here. Gary David, of course, would really have to put up big numbers in the first quarter nga. Rado, ang daming ginagawa niya. He hit a couple of long shots from the outside, but biglang nanahimik na si Gary David. Willie Miller, on the other hand, you know, he's not really as productive yet, but he can, of course, explode anytime.
Well, alam mo, yung pagdating nitong si Denzel Bowles balik dito sa kupunan ng San Mig Coffee Mixers, kahit yung unang laro niya, natalo sila. So, 4 na sunod-sunod actually na pagkatalo ito sa San Mig Coffee Mixers. Pero pagdating itong si Denzel Bowles, habang nakikita po natin ang ating mga kaibigan niya sa Naga City, kasama si Assistant Secretary Don Cusio, si VP June Bisna ng Ayala Land, and of course Mr. Bimbo De Leon. Kita rin natin ang ating Media Bureau Chief ng PBA na si Willie Marshall. Siya na po nang nauuna sa ating contingent din sa Naga City. Kasama pa rin po natin dyan ang ating yung ating mga cancer patient, sumulat po yan para makapanood daw ang kanilang idol na si James Shop. Yan, pinunglakan po ng PBA. Ayan, napirmahan pa itong si James Shop ang kanyang jersey. Pero bimig pa rin.
Talagang bimig because talagang dumidikit naman talaga sa mga isipan ng mga tao ang bimig because of yung performance nga nila in that last year na talaga napakaganda naman. Memorable din yung final series na nangyari na kung saan naman naging hero si Denzel Bowles.
Nag-champion yung kupunan na yan. San Mig Coffee, bagong pangalan nila. Kailangan masubukan pang magka-kampiraman itong pangalan na ito. Both games are successful doon sa kanilang bro sa Thurs, pero babalik ang bola sa GlobalPort. Atake na sa kay Sol Mercado. Moving to fish for a foul, wala siyang nakakuha doon. Instead, turnover na naman ito. Papa ball sa kupunan ng San Mig Coffee.
Well, these two guys really need the support. Williams and Mercado. Basically, the offense really starts from the top of the key, two-man game. And parang drive and slide ang sinagawa doon ng GlobalPort. That's something that's very predictable already. But itong si Jody Vance, paulit-ulit na nga, alam na nga nila parating kay Jody Vance nagsisimula, and yet he's still very effective.
Because he can really create a lot of mismatches. This guy is very mobile at time. Kung first snap, ano yung pose niya sa ilalim niya? Tapos na yan ang galing.
And that's the reason why nagkanina babalikan natin ang first quarter, starting five ng GlobalPort. Si Deutschman ang pinatao sa kanya because nga kailangan nila ng someone ay mga player ko off guard the outside and the inside. And yun na nga, talagang pina-employ din siya ni Jody Vance.
Bola, nasa pala naman ang San Mig Coffee, pupunta sa kanilang 3-point shooting. They shot 50% from that area in the first two quarters, but missing the first attempt from Mark Baroka there. But the Coffee Mixers will retain possession. Natapos yung last touch itong si Sol Mercado. Denzel Bowles, tatlo na po ang kanyang personal fouls, but napasok pa rin siya sa start ng ating second half by Coach Tim Thorn. Opose siya against Justin Williams. Nalapit, dalawa yung kumapul sa kanya. Nawala, napunta kay Ping. Panay kay Denzel Bowles, yung short jumper niya. Umawa, hinigod na rin.
And that's what I call extreme patience. Si Bowles natin sa gitna, he could have just put up a nice hook shot or yung semi-hook. Pwede naman niya itira over Justin Williams, but he opted to go Pingri snap. Binabalik din naman talaga sa kanya yung ball, and that's something nice about, you know, the teamwork being shown by San Mig Coffee. They give up the ball, and yet one thing nice about it, they really share the ball, and that's what a lot of yung offense nila ay dumadali kagad.
Dapat Aguilar, lucky to get that call. Foul instead ang itatawag sa kanyang defender. Almost traveled in that attempt, now making his free throws. Para kay Japet Aguilar, that would only be his second point of the game. Pangatlo na ito after making 2 out of 2 sa kanyang last trip to the 4.5 mirror line. 15 puntos ang namamagitan sa dalawang kupunan. Bola pa ng San Mig Coffee.
Well, pag walang ibang sumuporta kay Sol Mercado and Justin Williams, tapos na tayong laro na ito because, you know, the balance masyado scoring ng team ng San Mig Coffee, with Jody Vance actually making things look so easy under the basket.
And making a mincemeat out of itong si Jason Deutschman.
Araw sa giniling. Giniling lang yun, no? Wala, napakadali ng basket si Jody Vance.
Tama-tala, ito. Nag-iinit na po itong si Japet Aguilar, which would be very good news para sa mga fans ng GlobalPort Batampier. And of course, support si Junel Bakuli. Isa siguro sa mga nasabon niya noong halftime. At nag-respond ka naman dito yung si Japet Aguilar. Samantala, sa pagbabalik ng ating play, there's another foul. Sorry, David, ang matatawagin, that would be the second personal.
Well, in the early goings of the Commissioner's Cup, San Mig Coffee really started with a new import. Pero talagang original choice naman talaga nila is, of course, Denzel Bowles. Yun nga lang, he wasn't still available in the early goings of the tournament.
Samantala, yung one-hander ni James Shep, hindi lang pumasok, nakukuha pa ni Justin Williams. Arangkada naman ng GlobalPort. Eto si Japet Aguilar, kinapos yung kanyang layup. Counter-attack para sa kupunan. San Mig Coffee, James Shep ang kanyang layup. Nakantala doon ni Justin Williams, pero sigawan na yung mga tao. Alam nila, si James Shep can do that shot.
Actually, biski ako parang I was also excited because normally si James Shep on the open court, he would actually tear the defense apart, but not in front of a tall and good shot blocking import like Justin Williams. He would really change his shots easily because of his great shooting.
That time, Justin Williams was fouled by Jody Vance. Although una pa lamang na personal foul ito ni Jody Vance. And Justin Williams not really shooting that well from that area.
Actually, gusto niya ata balibagin yung backboard. Siguro dumulas na yung bola, may dahilan siya. Pero wala talaga, even the second free throw.
Nakukuha pa ni Jody Vance ang rebound. This is a 15-point lead na pinapangalagaan naman ang kupunan ng San Mig Coffee Mixers. They go again to Jody Vance. Tatas yung Marquis na nakabantay sa kanya. At nakita ng mga referees yung tulak na yun. Itong si Marquis.
But rather, I think itong adjustment na si Marquis ang tataw kay Jody Vance, I think this is a better option. Because kanina pa nga, Deutschman, wala talaga nangyayari. At least itong si Marquis will really give Jody Vance a harder time and play him physical on the low post.
Paparamdam naman siya na may bumabantay. Yung si Jason Deutschman ay tinatapatan lang. Itong si Marquis, gitigil na.
simple na yan. Yun naman talagang trabaho ni Marky. And that's one thing nice about having a player like Marky in your lineup. That's one of the luxuries of Coach Junel Baculi. Lalong-lalo na kailangan mong depensan because right now, ang dami talagang threat na nanggagaling sa lahat. Actually, yung 5 ng San Mig Coffee, lahat yung threat. So, wala talagang parang Flores kung tawagin sa barahe na pwede mong iwan-iwanan dahil hindi naman offensive option.
Yung problema naman itong si Gary David, madadagdagan pa dito because now he's guarding James Shop na umiinit na rin. He will pick up his third personal foul. Nadagdagan pa yung lamang sa kanila. Ito si Mark Baroka naman. Ayaw tantaran si Sal Mercado. Maaagaw pa niya. Yung kanyang pasang alang maaandala at makukuha ni Japet Aguilar. GlobalPort, sila naman ang atake rito. Gary David for 3. Ayaw pa rin. Kapikan makukuha. Ito si Mark yun. Sal Mercado rather. Sa kanyang pag-atake, tinamahan siya rin sa ball.
Yes, actually a good offensive rebound sana with Sol Mercado. Ang nasa busa sa mga right there.
Ang hirap din pag masyado kang shifty, ano?
Oo, tsaka ang likod ni Sol Mercado every time he goes to the basket. 4 na ang foul ni Denzel Bowles and that's really going to be bad news for Coach Tim Cone.
And even Denzel Bowles that time, kinabahan matapos siya makakuha yung kanya, ayun, no? Sa bilis ni Sol Mercado. Nasa bola pa ito si Denzel Bowles, nakuha na ni Sol Mercado at inabutan siya sa mukha doon si Denzel Bowles. So obviously not intentional dahil kita mo naman yung bilis ni Sol Mercado ron.
May tatak yatang molten yung mukha ni Mercado. Nakakala ni Denzel Bowles, bola
Pero kailangan magpahinga si Denzel Bowles. He now has 4 personal fouls. Third quarter pa lamang tayo. Window of opportunity para sa kupunan ni GlobalPort.
Their chance.
Gary David ang atake pero napigilan pa rin siya. Nang may quick na depensa sa kanya. Uy! Nauna yung pasa ni James Shop. Not really the best of passes. Although sinasabi ni James Shop, dapat doon tumakbo. Pero talagang una yung pass niya
Well, it's actually a 2-on-1 break. But the problem is tumigas si Mark Baroka for a spot-up jumper. So sana tumakbo rin siya alongside James Shop para nga na-complete yung fast break.
Justin Williams, nasa labas ito. He has to post up sapagkat wala na yung kanyang counterpart doon. Kapit, Chanti Ticada, mula sa labas. That's a big 3.
Magalaking bagay para sa GlobalPort. Japet Aguilar now contributing well offensively.
8 points para kay Japet Aguilar. Yung A ng MMDA, nabuhay na. Yung D na lang at saka yung may MD. May doktor pa nawawala. Yung Mailer at saka David.
Hindi pa nagka-time in sa bandy club. Papasok pa lang sa kanyang shift.
Samantala, mapupunta kay Yancy. Parang nag-play lang yun.
Itong San Mig Coffee, dami talagang options. You got guys coming off the bench, always ready to make that jumper, always ready to provide instant offense.
Rudy Lingana in the ball game. Pinalit dun sa nasaktan na Sol Mercado. Mukhang kailangan ipagpag muna itong Sol Mercado yung namagadyang mukha. Tapos na tatawin dun. Ito si Denzel Bowles. Atake si Gary David. Ang inabutan ng foul doon would be Jordan Vance.
Granado will really have to step up his offense. Kailangan nilang makahabol habang wala nga si Denzel Bowles sa loob. And at least this is towards the wind-up of the third period.
Well, they cannot maintain this 15-point lead sa kwarta na ito. They have to make a headway na mabawas-bawasan itong double-digit advantage na ito. Mintis pa sa free throw line and really the best scoring day para dito kay Gary David.
Well, Gary David is mabigat din kasi yung kanyang defensive assignment to si James Yap. So sometimes, yung si Gary David could also be nauubos siya trying to go after James Yap.
But in the third quarter with only 6 points, hindi pa rin ako nagdududa dito kay Gary David. Alam natin, anytime, he can just explode.
Yes. Oh, definitely. He can actually put up big numbers.
In the face of Justin Williams, parang wala na yung injury si James Yap.
Wala nang injury. He was able to make a nice hang-time move over Justin Williams.
Rodeling galing na wala ang bola. Makuha ni Mark Baroka. Saving it to Jody Vance. Jody Vance. Habang ni Japet Aguilar has been stealing the ball a lot of times in this quarter. Gary David punctuating it with a big 3.
Yun ang hinahantay ng GlobalPort na rumaratsada na to si Gary David. They needed those numbers and those shots to be able to get back in this game.
Yan na ang mga run na hinihintay ni Coach Junel Baculi sa kanilang mga bata. 13 puntos na lamang. It was high as 23 earlier. Jody Vance, yung kanyang Kaya doon, inabutan ng traveling si Mark Pingles, turnover, another chance for GlobalPort.
So far, Rado, maganda yung kombinasyon o yung matchup between Marky and Joe Devance. Pinahinga muna si Joe Devance. Pero a while ago, nung si Marky na yung kumuha sa kanya, nagtatalawang isip na si Joe Devance attacking the basket.
Tama ka, no? Itong si Marky, even itong si Joe Devance ang heftier player than Marky, hindi talaga umaatras no?
But he's a physical player itong si Marky. That's one thing nice about him. Tapos he's very mobile, tiring niya si Mabayong from the outside.
From the same spot, pasok pa rin atrás si Japet Aguilar. He's the biggest batang pier, literally and figuratively in this quarter.
Yung mga batang pier nagigising na at humahabol na sa ating laro. Right now, 10 na lang ang lamang ng San Mig Coffee.
Depensa naman siya ngayon kay Mark Pingles. Mark Pingles has to change his shot. Successful na naman ang depensa doon ni Japet Aguilar. Lingganay, sinilabo ni Mark Maroca, atake. Pero nakumpog siya ron. Isang fake sa kaliwa, punta sa kanan. Back shot, pasok.
Great minutes here by Rudy Lingganay. Instant offense, tapos nakakatulong pa siya sa kanyang mga teammates.
And a once mighty 23-point lead is now trimmed to only 8, 57-49. Kailangan tumimeout ni Coach Tim Brown. Matapos pumutok na ang maraming players. Japet Aguilar isa dyan at kasama si Rudy Lingganay, giving a big boost and the run para sa Global. Samantala, maganda pa yung depensa doon. Itong nga si Alex Malyari after the block. He saved the ball by throwing it to the fallen down Rudy Lingganay.
Well, very smart move by Alex Malyari, pero good adjustment by Coach Tim Brown. Bumala sa kagad siya ng tao because kumahabol na nga itong GlobalPort.
And instantly, naputol nila yung offensive surge na kupunan ng GlobalPort. Tatagdagan pa ni James Shot with a big shot from the corner. Now with 12 points, itong si James Shot at binalik niya sa 12 puntos sa kalamangan ng Coffee Mixers.
Actually, good recovery here by San Mig Coffee. Meron silang pamatay sunog na number of players to be able to get back in this game.
Up to Tom Miller, itong si Japet Aguilar who has two pointers rather in this quarter. Getting some confidence sa kanyang outside shot. Sa pag-atake niya, nawala ang bola, but GlobalPort will retain possession. Pinagtatlohan na si Kari David who will lose the ball. So yung timing ni Coach Tingo sa pagtawag ng timeout, putol na putol.
Ay talagang naputol niya yung run na ginawa doon ng GlobalPort. But in that last play, sayang yung atake ni Gary David because it's simply too tight under the basket.
Ganda nung pasa kay Leon Horta, was not able to finish it. Makukuha ni Sal Mercado. Rarat-rat, magmamadali. 5 ang kanyang kasabay doon. But Japet Aguilar with the reverse slam!
Akala ko doon layup lang, pero yung doon ay dadunk na from the other side. Japet Aguilar, speaking of hops.
That's the luxury of being a Japet Aguilar. Sabi mo, layup na
Akala ko layup lang pero si Coach Tim ko nag-mamwes na sa sideline sa traveling daw. But nevertheless, ang ganda pa rin nung ginawa doon ni Japet Aguilar.
With a tall guy who can fly, he can do a lot of things, including that reverse slam dunk para dito kay Japet Aguilar. Nakukuha pa ng GlobalPort ang bola dito. Pasa kay Justin Williams na ang talaro sa ilalim na lang yung backboard tumama yung bola.
Oh, that's going to be the 5th foul of Denzel Bowles. So sayang naman dun yung pagkaka-recover ng San Mig Coffee because but right here, speaking of recovery, Japet Aguilar almost lost his footing but look at that, he was still ang haba ng mga hakbang nakuha pa niya on the other side to dunk that ball.
Haba talaga.
Bigla na kasi kabilaan.
Although binibilang ko yung steps niya, mukhang papasok sa malinis na tira yun
Ayun na nga Yes, tama-tama the referees were able to see tama naman yung footing ni Japet Aguilar in that last dunk.
Samantala, ito, pumasok yung free throw. Itong si Justin Williams, 1 out of 2. Pero malaking isang nakuha niya doon ay si Denzel Bowles na muling ilalabas na with 5 personal fouls. But the Locals are delivering the goals para kay Coach Tim Cone. That time, PJ Simon hitting a big one.
Well, if GlobalPort can actually do the same, it's going to be a different story in this ballgame. Right now, wala silang ang San Mig Coffee, walang Denzel Bowles, may Justin Williams pa rito, but they also have to provide the support that they import.
Without Denzel Bowles, sa labas titikada ito si Japet Aguilar. Although pumapasok yung kanyang mga tres, but at this point, not the best option without Denzel Bowles inside.
I believe that this is really the best time for GlobalPort to really go inside. they couldn't really rely much on their outside scoring, but PJ Simon anytime can really, wax hot from the outside.
Mintis na naman ang GlobalPort, another opportunity para sa koponan ng San Mig Coffee to up their lead, now standing at 12. 2 minutes and 17 seconds naman ang natitira. Third quarter action po tayo. Dito pa rin po sa Naga City, sa laban ng GlobalPort at San Mig Coffee. Leo na Horda not carrying his shots. He's been carrying the touches sa mga minuto na pinapasok siya. Pero hindi pa rin pumapasok ang mga tikada nito si Leo na Horda. Sa merkado, yung pasa niya na antala, masyado masikip. In between two San Mig defenders. Alex Malyari will control the leather. Ang pasa niya nakikita niyo. Don't advance with a big turnaround.
That's a great pass. Great play by Alex Malyari. Ibang klase yung nakita na nahanap pa rin si Jody Vance wide open under the basket.
At ang mahalaga, itong mga minutong nakukuha ni Alex Malyari is getting the confidence at lumalabas yung totoong laro niya eh.
Ako para sa akin, malaking bagay talaga na nakuha ni Coach Tim Fon because look at what he can provide for the team.
And again, another 3-point attempt kay Japet Aguilar. Yun ang hirap kapag pumapasok yung mga unang tira mo. Titira na titira in the same spot, which is not really the wisest of decisions to make at this point.
Well, he actually had a couple of shots before that na sumaplay na rin eh. I guess he will have to realize that wala naman doon si Monster Balls na anytime pwede naman siyang umatake under the basket katulad ng mga galaw ni Jody Vance.
So, ito na, kailangan ng mag-isip-isip ng offensive options. Which at this point, the wisest could be to go inside and pound the ball together with Justin Williams.
Well, this is tama ka doon, Rato. Maganda talaga ngayon. Gamitin nila yung height screen and roll sa ibabaw na ginagawa parati ni Williams and Mercado. This is the right time for them to really to take advantage of the import kasi wala nga import itong San Mig Coffee ngayon.
Samantala, PJ Simon, ako hindi pwedeng maiwanan ito. That time, 2 steps behind na kanyang bantay na si Sol Mercado. Mark Yee and Joe DeVance exchanging some words at mukhang naiirita na rin. Ito
yung kay Mark Yee. But yun na nga, yung defense talaga ng GlobalPort nagiging problema again at this stretch of the ball game.
Isang fake ni Jordan, pasa kay Mark Yee. Nakasapal doon itong si Dio Campo. So bola, makukuha pa ng San Mig Coffee Mixers. And the GlobalPort were not able to take advantage of the absence of Denzel.
Well, up to now, wala pa rin touches si Justin Williams. I really haven't really seen him attack since nawala nga si Denzel Bowles. Puro yung mga locals yung umatake.
Nasapal naman itong si Marky ang umatake si PJ Simon. Sol Mercado to Gary the make for 3. Ayaw pa rin. Rebound goes to Alex Malyari. Pass break pass. PJ. Nakuha naman ito si Gary David. Counter attack. Gary David will receive it. And attack. May contact mo pero no fouls were called. Samantala, Marky. Ang hirap ng angulo. Pumasok naman.
Yung mga pampiko na tira ni Marky. Ganyan yung nakakainis para sa San Mig Coffee. But of course, 12 pa rin ang kalamangan dito ng San Mig Coffee.
And only 6.7 seconds to go in the quarter. The foul ibibigay dito kay Marky. Realizing wala pa sila sa penalty, he will use that one. JP Belencion muling ipapasok ni Coach Bakuli. At ang kanyang pinalitan, si Marky. Oh, hindi ba? Marky will remain inside. Si Gary David ang pinalabas niya. Alex Malyari. Ang pasa niya na antala. Nakakuha pa ni Belencion. Kailangan itira na wala. Sayang na pagkakataon yun. Para kay JP Belencion, panira na. Pero nadulas at matatapos ang ating third quarter of the game. Ang San Mig Coffee still in control of this ball game with a 12-point lead, 68-56. Sa pagbabalik po namin ni Eric Reyes, kaagad ang bakbakan.
Nakuha ng yung panglimang foul ni Denzel Bowles, lalong nabuhayan ng loob itong GlobalPort, kaya unti-unti nilang binabawasan itong kalamangan ng San Mig Coffee.
Kaya naman itong ating live audience dito po sa Jesse Robredo Coliseum ay hindi pa umaalis. Kasama rin itong ating mga kalaro sa ating mga manonood. Ito yung nakikilahan eh. Kahit sa Maynila may palaro po ngayon, dinadala din po natin yan sa probinsya.
Well, when you talk about entertainment, nakikita makikita mo naman yung mga tao nung pinapaikot natin ang ating cameraman lahat nakangiti, nakalabas yung mga ngipin all smiles sa ating mga napapanood ngayon on the floor.
At yun lang naman po ang confirmation ng yun. Gusto natin makuha when we bring the PBA dito po sa mga probinsya. Uy, ang ating mga fans yan, yung mga fans ang active. Hindi ko po pula fans ang active. At ng PBA, of course. Justin Williams could have been a big factor, but in the third quarter, Eric, we were talking about him. Very few touches for him.
Well, actually, wala ko napansin. I may be wrong, but wala ko nakitang attempt in Justin Williams magmula nung lumabas itong si Denzel Boss after committing his 5th personal foul. So that's really not going to be a good sign. Although a lot of the transition plays ay nanggagaling nga doon sa mga locals, pero wala rin naman nakukuha ang puntos.
Finally, nakakuha ito si Leon Horta yung kanyang unang 2 puntos. He was really very much eager for those 2 points. Ang ganda ng mga bigay sa kanya. He definitely can score. And we were talking about Justin Williams. He only had 1 point in the third quarter. At mukhang ngayon nila binibigyan. Pagkat na-realize sila, kulang yung binigay nilang touches dito kay Justin Williams.
Actually, ang pinaka-productive si Justin Williams. He had 4 in the first. He had 8 points. Actually, naka 8 points na... No, actually 7. 6 points pala siya in the second period. But in the third period, he only had 2 free throws. So halos not really much production coming from Williams. Hindi siya nakakahawak ng bola, especially in the third.
We're mentioning that, mga kaibigan, sapagkat lima na po ang personal fouls ng kanyang counterpart na si Denzel Bowles. At simula pa lamang ng quarter na ito, they are still trailing by 14 points. Pero enough time ito sa GlobalPort na makahabol because they've shown they can execute some runs. But dito sa simula ng fourth quarter, ang may offensive surge ay itong San Mig Coffee Mixers.
But that's really a big problem. Right now, your import has 5 fouls, and the locals are the ones providing the numbers. So talagang Coach Tinton matutuwa naman sa mga nilalaro ng mga players.
Yung tira sa sulok yung si Marky Mentes, pero ang ganti sa kanila fast break. Back-to-back hits ang bibigay nitong si PJ Simon. At lumobo na naman ang kalamangan nitong San Mig Coffee after that 15th point na itinala nitong si PJ Simon. Ito makikita po natin from the slow-mo. Itong pagsisimula ng fourth quarter, nandun yung unang pukol itong si PJ Simon. Susundan pa yan ng pagtatapos niya ng fast break na ito habang patuloy ang paglobo dito sa fourth quarter ng kalamangan. Napapalamig pa sa bench ito si Denzel Bowles with his 5 personal fouls. Lumakaw naman ng sumpot sa ilalim itong si Gary David. Manaka-naka mga puntos ni Gary at inaasahan natin na he will explode this fourth quarter, kakailanganin yung mga puntos niya.
Well, right now, inupuan na rin ni Coach Junel Bacolid si Justin Williams as an all-Filipino lineup for both teams.
Samantala, Joe Devance, nakita, luwag si Alex Malyari will try to shake off his guard, pero nakita Leon Horda, minadali yung kanyang tira from outside.
That was a bad shot taken by Leon Horda. Nagmadali na nga sila dun eh.
Pero ito, 16 puntos pa rin, 10 minuto ang natitira sa ating laban. Japet Aguilar looking for some cutters. Iba siya na yung lalapit. Kicking it out to Saul Mercado. Pinagdaluhan. Ibabalik to Japet. Take sa labas. Atake. Pumasok. Yun ang kailangan ng gawin. Actually, ito yung hinahanap natin na kanina pa.
He has to go to work. Kanina, we've been mentioning that he's been taking a lot of shots from the outside. But right here, it's really so nice to see the big man to be able to put the ball on the floor and to be able to try to go for a possible 3-point play which he converted.
Not really a good foul, para kay Alex Malyari. Parang tapik lang.
Tapik lang. Soft foul. I mean, lalo na at this stage, fourth quarter, you have the foul should really be to make sure na hindi nakaka 3-point play yung offensive player.
Mawawala na San Mig Coffee ang bola, makukuha sila yung shot, pero matatawa yan ang backward violation. Matapos silang magbanggaan doon ni Gary David.
Sayang naman din yung turnover na na-commit ng GlobalPort. Belenchon, nabangga ng kanyang teammate at he was actually forced. Nakatawid na siya ng half court, sabay na pinitan tuloy siyang bumalik ulit because of that bump.
Samantala, Alex Malyari, nakita PJ Simon, simple.
PJ Simon stepping up big time, especially kung kailan nawala si Denzel Bowles, at si PJ Simon naman ang gumagawa for San Mig Coffee.
Kaya higa nga, sabi ni Coach Tinton, kasi in this case naman yung first personal foul ni Denzel para makapagpahinga. Kung kakailanganin man, kung nalumit itong kanilang kalamangan, fresh na fresh itong si Denzel.
Sigurado yan, and I feel that one good about the lineup of San Mig Coffee, if their import is off or in foul trouble, they always find a way to be able to put up the numbers. Right here, PJ Simon providing a nice jumper from 18 feet away from the basket.
Alam mo, napapansin natin, dito sa 5 ngayon, ng kupunan ng San Mig Coffee, sa kanilang 5, si PJ Simon lang ang orthodox. Yung 4 na players sa kasama niya, puro kaliwete. Ito naman, Alex Malyari, Jordi Vance,
observation. Tama.
Yan si Dio Campo.
Kaliwete.
Oo, Leon Horda. Puro kaliwete.
Oo nga, no? Tama. Because right here in this 5, nagkataon talaga na yung binalasin ni Coach Tim Bone. And most of these guys are always left-handed.
Samantala, ito naman si Gary David. Atake! Wala! Ang ganda sana nung follow-up dunk. Pero foul na yun. Itatawag kay Alex Malyari. That would be his third.
But it's good na kahit paano hindi naman natin yun ni Gary David yung bola. But of course, itong San Mig Coffee, really, that 14-point lead na kanilang nahahawakan right now is giving them that enough space. And there's a lot of room for error right now for San Mig Coffee. But of course, you cannot discount the fact that itong GlobalPort, pwedeng bumalik sila anytime.
Natapyas ng bahagya matapos maipasok ni Gary David ang kanyang unang tira. Sa paglabas niya si Dio Campo, madadagdagan na mga kanan. San Mig Coffee. Gary David 2 out of 2 sa kanyang attempt. Now has 13 points. A silent 13 points para dito kay Gary David.
Well, it's a tough night for Gary David, but this is the best time for him to explode. Kasi nga si Justin Williams pinaupo rin on the bench habang ito nga si Bowles nakaupo rin because of 5 personal fouls.
PJ Simon, who's the spark here in the second half para sa move. Coffee.
Ang ganda nung up and under move sana, no?
Lahat napakita yung yung mga nandito sa Jesse Robredo Coliseum after that nice fake nitong si PJ Simon. Dalawa yung pinagdaanan. Sumabit doon si Belencio na tamaan sa balikat itong si PJ Simon who will go for 2. Alam yung una.
Talunan lahat ng dalawang GlobalPort players under the basket. Itong si PJ Simon is really showing us what good footwork is all about, especially playing on the low post.
And with the quality minutes na binibigay nitong si PJ Simon, ngayon na lang ulit makakabalik itong si James Schaap who will play the small forward position dahil ang boss nakakuha na ni PJ Simon.
Kaya nga Well, of course, lahat naman yung tatlong players na maliliit ang backcourt ng San Mig Coffee. Lahat naman yan can play multiple positions, so napakadali mag-adjust for Coach Tim.
So, Mercado, finding the point. Nakita doon si Gary David. We're looking for an explosion. Ito na, sumasakabog na ang Granada. Gary David now with 16 big points, trying to fuel a rally dito po sa ating endgame.
So si Gary David, pinunot na yung pinang Granada at sunod-sunod na yung papasabog in this ball game.
Samantala, PJ Simon having trouble in trying to handle the leather. Sinalubog pa siya ni JP Valencion. Nakawala. PJ Simon to Jordi Vance. Jordi Vance. Ahoy! Pumapod pa!
Pero po pahapon, maubos na lang yung shot clock and San Mig Coffee. Pagka si Jordi Vance, maghahanap pa talaga ng chance para makashoot.
Obviously, not the design for Coach Tim Gong, pero they'll take it. They'll take it anytime. Oh my God, this time si Gary David ang nararamdaman niyang mainit. Mintis that time, pero si Jonathan Salvador sa follow-up. Mintis yun, pero sapat na dahil may foul naman doon si Mark Pincus.
Well, GlobalPort is really known for their rebounding. So far in the tournament, sila yung pinakabatas in terms of both offensive rebounds, or actually second in offensive rebounds and number 1 in rebounds. But Jordi Vance not needing a rebound because kahit patapos na nga daw yung shot clock and he can still make it under pressure.
Samantala sa free throw line, Jonathan Salvador, who did not start in this ball game. Mintis yung kanyang pangalawang tira, sapat na para tapusin ang kalamangan down to 11, 79-68. 7 minutes, 7 seconds remaining in the game. Alex Malyari looking for some patterns. Walang nga gumagalaw doon si PJ. So wala kanyang nakuha. Nakawala naman. Case ang fake na naman. Sumabit si Japet Aguilar that time. Hinayang na hinayang. Akala niya, bola na. Pero may braso kasama.
Grabe yung experience at pagbasa ng servisyo ni PJ Simon. He knows that Japet Aguilar is a great shot blocker. Kaya naman ginagamit niya yung kanyang mga shot fakes. Normally, he can also just go straight to the basket. Pero nirespeto rin niya yung shot blocking ability ni Japet Aguilar.
You're talking about yung pagiging veterano nitong si PJ Simon. Because all ball at first. Yung kailangan niya igalaw yung braso.
Kaya nga, medyo binali niya ng konti para sumabit sa kanyang braso. So that's actually a smart move para nga naman matawagan ng foul si Aguilar.
Well, he missed the second free throw. At makukuha po ng kupunan ng GlobalPort Batampier. Itong pagkakataon nito all throughout this ball game. Ang kupunan ng San Mig Coffee Mixers, mga kaibigan, ang siyang kumukontrol. Pero laging humahabol at ayaw magpaiwan itong GlobalPort. Namin dispatch that time after that good pass by Gary David to John Dan Salvador. Atake, Alex Malyari. That could have been a goaltending violation.
It looks like it's a goaltending because he was able to go an under-goal shot. Pagtama sa board na naman nakuha ni Japet Aguilar.
Tingnan natin, ito yung atake doon. Nakawala na naman sa depensa. Yung layup niya, tumama na sa board.
Pero kita mo yung Japet Aguilar, natakpan na nga, ginamit na nga ni Malyari yung ring. Kinopar sa ibabaw. Pero of course, tumama na muna sa glass kaya naman di niya inabot yung bola.
At yung rason kung bakit dapat goaltending. Parang was called kaya galit na galit si Coach Tim Brown.
Ang grabe yung athleticism talaga ni Japet. Makatulong talaga yun once he plays for the national team. And even itong si Mark Pinkley sinasabi na wala daw talaga.
Bigay mo na, Mark. Dahil hindi naman ay tawag yung sa bagay, sila pala yung nabukulan mo. Dahil hindi yung goaltending.
Yes.
Pasok, kaya unang free throw itong si Gary David. Sabi ni Coach Tim, pwede mo na alagaan sarili mo. 6 minutes and 17. Sa iyong pang-limang personal foul, babalik si Denzel Bowles. Meanwhile, itong si Gary David, 4 out of 5 naman sa kanyang free throw shooting. Madaling-madali para kay Gary yan.
Wala na. Actually, si Gary David nag-init na in this ball game. He's actually found the mark and yung confiance niya. Patasan already have with 18 points total for Gary David in this game.
Alalahanin niyo po nung first half, 5 puntos lang ay binigay niya si Gary kaya may 18 na. Denzel Bowles, ipobuhos na ang lahat ng lakas na pinag-ipunan niya dun sa kanyang fifth personal foul. Ang sumalubog sa kanya matatawagan but only the second para dito kay Justin Williams. Inbound. Doing the honors is Mark Pingris. Mas magandang nilalaro ni Alex Malyari. Nabawasan ng minuto ni Mark Maroga.
Oo nga. Actually, maganda naman yung pagkakaskapa pero wide open si James when he missed that shot.
Alex Malyari will even get the rebound. Denzel Bowles, one-on-one. Import versus import. Pero pass it to Mark Pingris. Easy ang kanyang layup doon.
Well, napapailing na ako din sa akin with one because Denzel Bowles, look at that unselfish play. He could have challenged Justin Williams pero na-draw niya yung defense. Libre naman doon si Mark Pingris.
He was a bait. Pero ito, hindi na bait itong si Gary David. Another 3-pointer para sa kanya. And all of a sudden, 21 points for Gary.
Well, nagbago na talaga yung tema ng laro ng GlobalPort. They needed someone aside from Mercado and Williams to score and that's Gary David.
Hindi po kami nagugulat dahil even as early as the third quarter, we predicted this explosion from Gary David. Well, kailangan niya ng tulong dito because itong kalamangan kanina, 23 po yan. Ngayon, 7 puntos na lamang at bola pa ng GlobalPort Batampier. Gary David will pop out. Aatake sa loob. Ang Mark Pingris. Naantala. Mawawala bola magagawan. At makukuha pa ng San Mig Coffee. Denzel Bowles. Yung pasa na ibigay niya kay Cody Vance. Back to Mark Pingris who started it all on defense. Yung call timeout, kailangan nilang pag-usapan ito dahil single digit na lamang kanilang advantage. Although ang oras ay pabaw sa kanila, momentum is now with GlobalPort Batampier. So, ang timeout na ito, again, gusto naman putulin itong si Coach Tim Brown ang momentum na nakukuha ng kanilang mga kalaban and we go to a timeout.
Don't lose your oil. Win with new Master Oil Control Max Facial Scrub. Now with cooling zero oil that helps you control oil for up to 8 hours. Go beyond soap. Use new Master Oil Control Max Facial Scrub.
Paangasan at paastigan sa sitaan ngayong Lunes sa NCAA Football Finals. Saturday na Red Lions versus Arellano University Chiefs ngayong Lunes 5 p.m. dito sa Active.
Next week naman po ang ating next out-of-town game sa Bicolandia pa rin po, but this time sa Albay naman, Legazpi City ang ating maggagalingan. Ibalong Centrum for Recreation naman ang ating venue dyan. It will be Dunkin' Tex against Barraco Bowl. Another explosion of a game ang ating pong matutunghayan sa ating PBA Phoenix on tour. Pero kung yun po explosion, dito pa lang may sabugan na nangyayari, partner.
Well, yun na nga Gary David, of course, nagpapakita at papasabog dito in this ballgame. Monster balls with even with 5 personal fouls, really working his way up, being a very unselfish and helping itong San Mig Coffee, trying to maintain this 9-point lead.
4 minutes, 26 seconds to be exact. Yan po natitira sa ating napakagandang laban na ito. Mawawala ang bola, makukuha ni Justin Williams, saving it to Gary David. Has been very big in scoring para sa kanyang kupunan in this last quarter. Sol Mercado, atake ang bilis na sa gitna, pero malakas yung kanyang layup. At ang tapikan makukuha pa ni James Shaw for San Mig. Dahan-dahan at iintay niya, tatlong mga taga-GlobalPort kagad at sumalubong sa kanya. Alex Malyari saying James Shaw. Pinigil na kagad doon ni Mark is more than willing to give up the foul.
Well, no choice for Marky but to foul itong si James Shaw because he was so close to the basket. Nakalapit talaga ng todo si James Shaw dahil nagkaroon nga doon ng mix-up sa depensa ng GlobalPort.
Correct. Marky realized na their defense was at disarray, kaya kami nga, bigay ko na lang ito kaysa ma-escoran pa kami. Well, luckily for them, mintis yung unang free throw ni James Shaw.
It looks like ito si Denzel Bowles sugatan yung kanyang kanang siko.
After he dove for the ball kanina, trying to complete the steal of Gary David. So James Shaw, yung kanyang pagkapahinga, mukhang na-apektuhan niya sa kanyang shooting. Only 3 out of 6 sa kanyang free throw shooting.
Pabihira yun kay James Shaw. Normally, he shoots a high percentage clip from the charity line.
He'll try to redeem himself, pero mintis pa rin yung kanyang pangalawang attempt. So another chance. And a big chance at that para dito sa kupunan ng GlobalPort habang may oras pa, 3 minutes and 45. Son Mercado saying, etong si Gary David popping out, making the three, mintis yung kanyang tira, but yung rebound makukuha ni Marky na itulak pa ni Alex Malyari who will be charged for the foul. I think that will be his fourth.
Pangapat na nga ni Alex Malyari, pero wala na, he couldn't maintain his or he couldn't stop his momentum na pagpagkatan niya si Marky na ma-outside nga doon sa base, sa sideline.
So San Mig Coffee in penalty with 3 minutes and 35. That will bring Marky to the free throw line. Can chop the lead down with the clock stopped at 3 minutes and 35. Pasok yung una. Para po dito kay Marky. Talaga po naman maraming minutong nakuha sa kanyang trabaho sa depensa. Mintis nga lang yung pangalawa. Mako-control pa ng San Mig ang possession. 82-74. Nasa itaas niya. Itong si Mark Pingley is looking for some cutter. Si James Shaw nakawala finally kay Mark J. KDB poposte na naman. Nakita niya malitang batay. Mintis yung una. Yung pangalawa hindi na ibinaba. Ang lakas sa pangatawan itong si Jody Vance.
Well, ang tumatawa sa kanya si Gary David. So again, itong San Mig Coffee, mabilis silang makahanap ng mismatches on the low post. Ngayon naman kasi nagpalit na ng tao. It's si James at napunta si Marky. Si Vance naman is si Gary David.
Gary David, passing it off. Kapit Aguilar sa pag-dribble niya, halos mawala. Balik kay Gary David, slashing. At yung position, itong si Gary David nakapagpasabit. Pero mukhang pagka-crop dito si Gary David. Ang daming minuto ng nilaro nito.
Well, looks like he's really cramping up right now. Hindi kagad siya nakakabangon ng the baseline at nakita nga na hinahawakan na niya yung kanyang paa doon.
And this just not just playing a lot of minutes. He's doing a lot of jump shots, lashing inside. Talagang Trabahong batang pier ang ginagawa nito si Gary.
Kargador parang kargador si Peretong si Gary David. He has to play defense against Jody Vance na who's a lot taller than him. Pero yun na nga the fatigue is taking its toll, and that's the reason why hindi lang talaga tatatlo dapat ang gagawa. You should also get some points coming from other players dito for GlobalPort.
Even missing his free throw. Ito po si Gary David, 5 out of 7 tonight. Making the second free throw though to chop the lead to 9 points, 84 to 75. 2 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the game. Bowles. Apat ni Williams. Postehan na ito. Let's check some others here. Nandun lang si Mark Fingers. Kanina pa nila ginagawa yan.
Well, he's trying to draw Justin Williams away from the basket or at least try to defend him. That's why maganda sana yung intention niya para makuha ni Fingers sa ilalim pero malakas lang ang pasa.
Kapag poste kasi ni Denzel parang alam na nila may magdo-double team sa kanya kaya naiiwanan yung ibang mga big men nila. Usually it's Mark Fingers. Pero that time, ang bola napunta sa kupanan ng GlobalPort. Sol Mercado once again, natahimik dito sa second half scoring. Not really the best pass, yung bigay niya kay Japet Aguilar, masyado mababa.
Well, tsaka he only passed it with one hand. He was complaining that he was hacked in the arm. Pero yun nga, at least if you try to pass it with two hands, there's a good chance na kahit matamaan ka, may direction mo pa rin sa tamang lugar yung bola.
Kung talagang hinataw siya doon with two hands, ma-highlight yung contact.
Yun nga, mas makikita yun.
Denzel Bowles attacking once again. Getting a foul in the process. Marquis ang sumabit doon. Ang unang sumabit sa pagkakal after sumabit ni si Jab.
Napaka-effective ni Denzel Bowles. He came in at the 6-minute mark. He already has 5 personal fouls and yet nagkakalas 2 minutes pa lang sa ating laro. He is already so far been effective pa rin for San Mig Coffee to try to maintain that lead.
A minute and 59. Yan po natitirang oras. 2 out of 3 ito si Denzel. Missing once again. Ito na ang last chance, I would say. Trying to overhaul this 9-point deficit. Tatawagin na ni Coach Janel Bakuli ang isa sa kanyang mga natitirang timeouts dito. But alam nila, this possession is very much crucial in this campaign in trying to win, not to win, against San Mig Coffee. At samantala, babalik muna po kami para sa ilang pala. Wala pang hapon. Ngayon, nagpapatuloy tayo sa ating PBA Phoenix Tour. Now with less than 2 minutes to go, 1 minute and 50 seconds exact. Sinasabi natin, coming from this time at a very crucial possession for GlobalPort. Japet Aguilar, handing it off. Gary David, tumama, may contact pero hindi pumasok. So, Denzel Bowles will foul out.
Denzel Bowles foul, so he fouls out of the ball game. If Gary David makes both free throws, pipito na lang ang kalamangan ng San Mig Coffee. At matagal-tagal pa yung laro na yan. There's still 1 minute and 42 seconds left. So this is really a good time for GlobalPort to make their move.
So Denzel Bowles finishing the game with 18 points and 7 rebounds before fouling out of this game. At ang maganda rito kung mapapasok ni Gary David, patay yung oras
Patay yung oras.
8 seconds lang yung kanilang nagamit doon.
So he makes the first free throw. Denzel Bowles 18.7 rebounds. It's not really, it's a far cry from what he has done in their previous game na 2020, yung kanyang naging performance. But we can attribute the performance of Denzel Bowles as being na-foul trouble siya ng maaga and he had to sit out most of the third and the fourth period.
And the good thing for Coach Tim ko, yung pag-deliver ng maraming yung mga locals dito kaya hindi nila masyadong ininda yung pagkawala itong si Denzel Bowles. 84-77, pito lamang ito. 3-possession ball game. This one, kailangan namang maipasok na ito ng San Mig Coffee para patuloy na yung pag-asa. Same shot na sa harapan doon itong si Japet Aguilar. They'll go to Gary David. Gary David waiting for Sol Mercado. Atake. Ang pasa sa sulok. Inintay. Japet Aguilar for 3. Ayaw pa rin.
Well, he actually shot very well earlier from the 3-point line. But yun na nga, napansin natin kanina Rado. He fell in love with the 3-point shot. And the next couple, I believe, mga 3 attempts, hindi na talaga pumapasok yung 3-point shots ni Japet Aguilar.
The next 3 attempts is very kind. At least I remember 7 after making the first 2. Ito na. I think that's the dagger. from James Shop. 15 big points for James Shop. Bouncing all hopes para sa kumpunan ng GlobalPort Pierre. With that big three, kanina nasapal siya ng harapan. Pero babawi itong si James Shop. With this one, PJ Simon seeing his partner pinning this big three. Kaboom na kaboom para dito kay James Shop. Kaya naman, balik sa 10 ng lamang, 87-77.
Ang love, parang boxing. Palaging nagyayakapan. Holding hands together, pasway-sway pa. Pero minsan, masasaktan ka. Parang nakatikim ka ng knockout. Ay, pag-ibig, ganyan talaga. Fight Sports Knockout. Dito lang sa Active.
Mula Naga City, pupunta po tayo sa Legazpi City naman next Saturday on March 9, 2013 sa Ibalong Centrum for Recreation, kung saan matutungayan natin po ang laban ng talk and text laban sa Barraco Bull. 6:30 rin po magsisimula gaya ng ating laro today. Ito naman po sa Jesse Robredo Coliseum sa Naga City. So ang bigunan dyan talagang naging suki na ang ating PBA. GlobalPort playing for some miracle dito sa ating laro. Maintains yung 3-point attempt. Ito si Sol Mercado. 40 seconds to go. Still a 10-point lead for San Mig Coffee. Yung haling tira pa rin ni Japit ang ating titingnan. Actually, ang dami pa niyang option doon eh. In fact, nung tumira siya, luwag na luwag siya, pero ang dami rin niyang option. Pwede siyang pumasa sa loob or other shooters like Gary David who's been exploding in this quarter.
Yes, maganda na inilaro ni Gary David in the second half actually. Pero yun nga, another thing, Rado, hindi na talaga nakahawak ng bola si Justin Williams.
Tama, no?
Wala na si Denzel Ball. So sino pa yung babangga sa kanya dyan sa ilalim? They were not able to set him up. Well, right now, yung shot selection talaga ng GlobalPort, they were forced to take shots mostly from the outside. I haven't really seen much from Justin Williams in the fourth period, lalong-lalo na nung nawala na si Denzel Ball.
And you won't say napagod itong si Justin Williams because he's been rebounding, he's been on top pagdating sa depensa. So, kulang na talaga yung paghanap.
Well, you know, si Justin Williams is not the type of import na ibigay mo yung bola sa kanya from the top of the key. He will know what to do with it because limited nga yung kanyang offensive options. But, of course, if you get it to him at the right spot, which Sol Mercado has been doing in the first half, kaya nakarami doon si Justin Williams, then it would be a lot easier for him. Basically here, in the second half, it's been a Gary David show for GlobalPort, which is good because he didn't really score much in the first half. But, you know, you have to give it to where your advantage is, which is really your import, knowing na wala na nga si Denzel Bowles in the game.
At ito, ngayon lang uli nakakuha si Gary David. Kita mo, in the last 3 plays of GlobalPort before that, they did not go to Gary David. Pero once they go to Gary, ayun, sinuklihan agad sila ng 3. 15 seconds to go, silang 8-point lead. Dito, kulang na sa oras itong GlobalPort. So yung tatlong plays, hindi nila na-locate si
That's
Gary.
actually crucial yun. That could have been the turning point. Lalong-lalo na itong actually Gary David had free throws, di ba? Nung bababa na nga yung lead ng San Mig Coffee. Pero yun na nga, they had, tama ka doon, Rato, they had several plays down the stretch and they were not able to convert.
Alam mo yung stretch na yan ni Gary David, pagka nitong in-the-zone na si Gary, kahit sino na ang bantay mo, kahit import na
Kahit import, he will score.
Hindi na mapipigilan.
Ibigay mo na yung bola talaga sa kanya. So getting the ball to the right people at the right moment, yun na lang yung mga naging problema so far in this ball game for GlobalPort.
18 points in this quarter para kay Gary David. At ang kanilang import, wala pong naitala. Gary will miss that one. But finally, ayun nga si Japet Aguilar after attempting so much from outside. Doon talaga siya makakakuha ng punto sa ilalim. At yan po, officially matatapos itong ating laro dito sa Naga City. Habang ito, nagpapalitan na ng congratulatory messages ang magkalaban dito sa San Mig Coffee winning that one against GlobalPort Pierre. even if they're import na si Denzel Balls ay most of the game in foul trouble.
Well, most of the game in foul trouble, but the good thing with Coach Tincon, they were able to find ways on how to score, and there were a lot of players who stepped up in the times when they really needed it most.
91-84 ang ating final score. We're talking about players who stepped up. We have to mention itong si James Sharp na coming off the slump. Of course, si Mark Fingers, ang ganda ng kanyang depensa. Alex Malyari was a revelation, but we have to go to PJ Simon, whose timing and explosion, ito ang nagbigay ng malaking advantage sa San Mig Coffee Mixers.
Well, his timing was big, 17 points, yung kanyang 3 points, yung kanyang mga conversions, especially when Denzel Balls was on the bench nursing and was in foul trouble. He was the one who really stepped up big time for San Mig Coffee.
So, pagpapatuloy po ng PBA action dito sa PBA Commissioner's Cup. Bukas, balik po tayo sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. First game starts at 4 p.m. That's the Barako Bowl versus the John Blaze Boosters game. At sunod po yan sa second game would be Rain or Shine. Kalaban naman ang Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay dito sa PBA.